Good evening, people. You're watching in the North Bank, transfer deadline day. Arsenal are doing fuck all. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. No, I'm kidding. Let me introduce the first panel tonight. We've got Brian, all the way from the States. Thanks
Hey,
for
what's going
joining
on,
me,
y'all?
bro. How are you good? How are you, bro? You good?
Yeah, doing all right. Doing some multitasking. Got the work day going on today, but got the work stuff on one side. Got football, London, the Athletic, the Standard, everything up on the other. I know you're refreshing Twitter and everything, so I think I mean, fingers crossed, we're gonna have some good news today.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. It's not looking likely, but we'll see. We'll see. Last night we had the big Sunday show, and you were on there. So I want to dive into a bit of that because I wasn't on, Brian. So, do you want to speak about the takes about the Cronkies, etc.? Because I believe it got a little bit heated, and
So yeah, I mean, it didn't get heated. Like it was really good. Back and forth discussion. You know, Daniel's wicked smart. Wicked knowledgeable about stuff, and I really respect his opinions. One of the big points that he had was that a lot of the big clubs, like Liverpool, like Man U, they'll actually run their clubs essentially on debt. They'll put out a lot of bonds for a lot of external investment or something like that, and that's how they'll finance a lot of their transfers. I don't want us to do that. You look at Man U. They are in debt and they're having problems. You look back in the day. You look at Leeds. Leeds was one of the premier clubs for a long time. And when they didn't make the Champions League semifinal back in '01, '02, whenever the hell it was, that fucked their finances and for years. And they're finally coming back up, and good for them. But I don't want something like that to happen to us. We are too big a club. We're too good for that. We do things the right way. And I don't want us to do things the wrong way.
if I was going to be play devil's advocate here, and I'll throw it back at you slightly, bro, right? We had our best season revenue wise last season, which I believe that Arsenal actually took in £580 million. On top of that, we sold £100 million worth of players. Our wage bill to revenue ratio is 53%, which is the second lowest in the whole of the Premier League. It's only Spurs that are below us, and they're obviously so low because they're paying off the stadium. So they're having to do that. So for me, Brian, I think there is money there to be spent. And as far as the reports I've seen, they're not anywhere near PSR. Declan Rice, remember that transfer fee of 105 million was shared. It's actually 100 million plus 5 million bonuses, but I think that's Champions League or winning the league,
Mm,
winning one of the tournaments. So that 100 million's actually been paid off because it was West Ham insisted that it had to be paid off in 18 months.
okay.
So when you take all this on board, do you not think there is room there for us to spend? And is there excuses for us not spending?
So, so I went to capology.com. I was, doing, random Googling about shit, and I don't know how accurate it is. And I think the last financial reports they have are from like 22, 23. So, last year hasn't come into it yet. But the latest figures I saw said that we had a deficit of 50 million pounds. And so I'm not really sure how that is. And yes, they have said that we don't have an issue with PSR, and I think Des or Richard might have said last night that we're more concerned about the European financial fair play. So if we do have the money from the incoming or the outgoing transfers and the lowering of the wage bill and everything like that, then where did that money go? Like the numbers don't lie. And I so we were getting a lot more in depth into it too. And I know one of the things that people have had a lot of complaints about are how the Cronkies how they own the Rams, how they own called like a bunch of the teams in Denver. And the idea was, oh well, they can spend $6 billion building SoFi Stadium. They can do this, they can do that, blah 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 blah. Why can't they put that money into Arsenal? And my understanding is that there are a lot of different rules for the different leagues. Like essentially, they're different checking accounts, and you can't just pull money from wherever you want to. As far as the profits from those teams, because I'm pretty sure all of Kroenke's other teams, they do run at a profit. I don't think that stuff can be moved over to Arsenal, because I think a lot of the profits from the different teams for the NFL, for the NHL, I think they get like reinvested into the league, so that way, none of the teams will lose money. Here in the Premier League, and in in English football in general, the teams are individuals. Everybody's out for themselves. You do have the TV revenue that comes in, and you do have a little bit of like profit sharing. But at the end of the day, you have to run your club, and if you run your club into the ground, that's your own fucking fault.
Yeah, no, I get like I do see that, bro. But there is obviously money there. It's not. I know that we have to be self-sustainable, but that for me is bringing in revenue. Now, if you want to up your revenue, there's a couple of ways you could do that. You could either invest heavily into the stadium to put the capacity up, which I do believe that this is something that is getting looked at, and or the other thing is also to invest more into the club, which is into the first team. Now, if we do that, we can see our revenues get closer to the likes of Man City. I believe they take in about 200 million more than us per season.
Well, how does Man City do that though? That's the real question.
I know, no, that is a question, Brian, and you're not wrong for it. You're not wrong for saying that. But where I am, like I'm older. Me and you were speaking in the green room before we came live. I'm older now. I supported Arsenal when we played at Highbury, and I saw Thierry Henrys, I saw Vieiras, I saw Bergkamps come into my football club. I saw Arsenal win Premier League titles. I saw us get into the Champions League final. And at that time, we were promised if we move into a new stadium, once we pay that off, we'll be able to compete with the Real Madrids. We'll be able to compete with the Bayern Munichs. We'll be challenging for Champions League finals. We'll be able to pay any wages that we want to pay or we need to pay. So all that was done, and so we had to suffer. So we went through it, and there's a lot of younger fans that could only go back on YouTube to watch greatness of Arsenal back then. I suffered it. I had to suffer it. So we've suffered over the 20 odd years. I'm not the only one. There's millions of us out there that have done it. And we went through that period. And now it is like, give us the titles. Give us the best players in the world. Give us all this. But I think personally, Brian, and where I'm coming at, is I think the Kroenkes want the extra match day revenue, so they are now going to invest, I think it's 300 million in infrastructure around, because it's not just them, it's infrastructure around the tube stations, etc., to get the capacity up, because currently I think we are bringing in 4.18 million per match day, but Spurs are bringing in over 5 million. So they're bringing in about £1 million per match, home match, than Arsenal. And the Kroenkes obviously want that, which is not, I understand why. I honestly understand that. I don't want them to do that now. My time now is go and deliver me a Premier League title. Go and give me a Champions League. This is what you promised me. So now's the time to come and deliver that, Brian. And we're going for, sorry, I'll let you come in on that.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. So yeah, we get easy math, 4 million per match. But that's gross income. Like, what's our net? How much money does it cost to operate the stadium? How much How much money do we lose in wages? I don't know that we have. I don't know that we have those numbers. And to be fair, my first Arsenal kit that I ever had was the '06 kit, the burgundy one with the collar from the last year at Highbury.
Yeah.
Had Thierry Henry on the back, so we're feeling it. But yeah, you're right. You are a long suffering Arsenal fan, and I do know a lot of the a lot of the history from YouTube and from reading up on it. And yeah, we do deserve, we do deserve the Champions League finals. We do deserve the players. What I will say though is that the Premier League is not static. Man City has had however the hell they've gotten their money, and I can go on a heater on that, but I don't want to give them any more airtime than they fucking deserve. I fucking hate them. But Liverpool, they're pretty much run, sustainably. Yeah, Anfield is kind of a shithole, but they're talking about redeveloping it. I actually saw a video a couple weeks ago where Josh Kroenke said something about expanding the Emirates, and they were talking about expanding the Emirates up to like 80,000 people, which would be awesome, which would be great. But like you said, you do have to account for the infrastructure, whether it's the extra power requirements, whether it's upgrading the tube stations, and so there is a lot more that goes into it. And I think that's where the Cronkies are kind of looking at it. I would like to think that they do have, long-term plans, for this football club. There are far too many owners out there. I think half of the teams in the Premier League are owned by Americans right now. How many of those?
14, I think it's 14.
Like how many of those owners are looking at this as assets to flip? You look at the Glazers at Man U. They pull dividends out. Like what the fuck is that? You have Todd Bowley that comes in and and I mean he's venture capitalist, like private capital. That's just in it for the money. Aside from the fact that he's a dipshit American who probably plays too much FIFA, and that's why they buy 95 players for $1 billion and get the 8-year contract so they can play the financial games. And I don't think the Cronkies want to do that. And I respect that. I respect the fact that they don't want to run this club into the ground.
Yeah. Anthony's made a brilliant point. It's like, and I find this, and it's nothing, Brian, it's nothing like, because I know that you're American, but I feel that these American owners I see them, they want guaranteed income. This is why they want the Super League. They wanted that guaranteed. They don't like, you might get knocked out at the group stages of the Champions League, therefore the revenue's not guaranteed, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So they do want that, but we need these owners, in my eyes, and you're right about it could be an asset they want to flip, and what better way to do it by investing in it heavily and putting the price up even more. I mean, you're talking billions to buy a club like Arsenal Football Club. They could flip and make a shitload of money. And do you know what the frustrating part for me? And I think there's over 700 people watching right now, watching at the moment, and the majority would say the same. All your American teams have been successful. All of them. The only one that's not successful is Arsenal Football Club.
Well, let me ask this. And maybe this is one of those things where where I haven't grown up with the club. I don't want to say I'm earlier in my supportership, because I named my kids Kieran and Declan. But what do we consider success? Like absolutely, I want to win every trophy out there. I mean, nobody gives a shit about the Carabao Cup, but yeah, I want to stack our trophy case. Like I want to have to build another trophy case. But given City, and I hate to really look at it over the past 5-6 years. We're battling the money of a nation state, and so it's almost not fair. And so I do consider, especially since Mikel Arteta came to the club, I do view his era as an unqualified success. We have come so much further than we were at the end of the Wenger era, during the Emery era, and that's not taking anything away from Emery. I just don't think he was the right guy at the right time. But we are successful. We've grown the fan base, and I've seen it on Twitter. We are expanding. We are finding more people to love this club as much as we do, and so I almost think that the love of the club is more successful than anything. That's why we do this. We do this because we love our club. This is my club. I fucking love this football club, and so I'm not looking to settle, but I'm looking at it from the aspect that we're fighting an uphill battle, and if City wasn't there, then yeah, we would have what we have, and we deserve what we have.
Yeah, I get that, mate. But it's still, for me, it doesn't, what the club's doing. And I'm going to add everyone in the club. There's people been arguing with me all day regarding this. I don't want to know the blame directly just on Arteta's doorstep, because Arteta's fussy and he only wants certain players. For me, Arteta's came out over the last month, basically
Yep.
every press conference saying, we need help. I am throwing it at the whole entire board. If this window shuts tonight, and this is my take, I think we won't sign anyone today.
Yeah, I'd
I
agree.
think we would have heard something by now. There's nothing. There's absolutely zero. So if this window shuts, slam shut tonight, and we've not signed anyone, I think every single person involved needs to hang their head in shame. Absolutely hang their head in shame. We are one, as Anthony said in the chat, we are basically one more injury away from Trossard would be up front as a false nine, and then we're probably playing Raheem Sterling. But Brian, that's how desperate it is. This is we got to a point in the last couple of games where we're bringing a left back and Kieran Tierney on for Trossard to play left wing, because we haven't. He was good, by the way. He was good.
Well, I was going to say KT's my boy. KT's my
Yeah,
boy.
he's mine as well, bro. But that in itself shows how desperate that we are and how we need something to happen.
Yeah, I do agree there. But think about this, right? Think about this, and maybe this is actually going to prove your point. We were talking a while back on one of the big Sunday shows, I think, where the number of goals that you score in a season roughly equates to the number of points that you get. And I feel over the past couple of years, we've spread the goals out, across the team. And so, maybe for whatever reason, maybe we're rolling the dice and we're saying that we will be able to score the goals we need spread across the team. I mean, right now, Saka's out, and he's been out for what, 2 months now, something like that, and we don't really have a date for when he's going to come back because of his surgery. Excuse me, this is what I get for drinking Coke on here. Gabriel Jesus, he is out. Mind you, he has not been nearly as effective as we thought he was going to be when he first came in. I mean, honestly, I thought he was going to win the Golden Boot his first year here. I really, really did. And maybe that makes me sound like a fucking idiot, but I really did. I think if Havertz didn't miss the sitters that he has a propensity for missing, maybe we wouldn't be having to have this discussion. And if we did have the full strength, if we did have Saka back, we wouldn't be having this discussion right now. I don't think it would be necessary to have that discussion.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I actually think if going into the summer, last summer, we made a couple of signings. Now, if we pull these signings out, for me, I think that we've been short in the attacking areas for a while, regardless of
Yeah.
Jesus is there. For me, if Jesus was fit, I would try and get him off the wage bill. And I'm just being honest. I think we've outgrown Jesus. That's where I see it. As a team, we've outgrown Jesus. So going into the summer, we could have spent money, but we didn't. We spent 100 million. We brought in 115. No, sorry, we spent 115 and we brought in 100 million. Off of the money that we spent, would it have not been better to do something in the attacking areas rather than, and I know that this could be a bit of hindsight, rather than bringing in a midfielder and a left centre back who can play left back?
Oh,
Would it
I
not?
I I agree. I agree 1 billion%. Yeah, hindsight is 2020, but Mikel Marino has not impressed me. I don't know. I don't know where he would be an upgrade. You know, okay, great. He's depth, but how much did he cost? Like 30 million, 40 million?
I think it was 40.
And you don't spend $40 million on squad depth. I'm sorry. You just don't do that. Um, that's we signed Sterling. um,
You knew that
Calif-
you'd do that. You knew he was going to do that. It was
oh,
just that.
100%.
It's just to get me going.
But like Calafiori, why did we bring him in? I don't think we needed him. And yes, again, this is me loving Kieran Tierney, but we already had a lockdown left back. Yeah, he doesn't necessarily invert as well as the left backs that Arteta wants to do. But I was talking about it last night as well. With the injuries that he's had, and one of the criticisms that I've had of Arteta for a long time is that he's very, very wedded to his tactics. And over the past few games, I've seen him kind of relax what he's trying to do and more adjust his tactics to the players that we have available. Why didn't we do that? We could have spent how much? Easy math. We could have spent $70 million on, or 70 million pounds on Gyökeres. We could have spent however much on Sesko. We could have taken a sleeper pick and spent money on Jonathan David. If we wanted to take another run at Vlahovic, which I don't want to, not because he wouldn't necessarily be good, but he already turned us down once. And it's like, what? Fuck you.
Okay.
If you don't want to be with Arsenal Football Club, I don't want you here. I will absolutely agree that we did not invest in the right places.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. And this is my take. I mean, nobody knew, and it is hindsight, but nobody knew that Lewis Skelly would come on this quick, this early. So I could kind of understand the Calafiori signing because of the inversion. I can understand it. Marino, for instance, that is where this is where my problem is now. Rather than give him a hard time, he came into the club after what first couple of weeks or first week. He
It was like the first training session. Big Gabby
and he
broke
just
him.
yeah broke him,
Gabby
and he
broke
ends
him.
up with a shoulder injury, and he's out for 3-4 weeks. From then, I have not like none of that justifies the lack of pace because when I'm watching Arsenal and he's on the park, one, he slows the ball down, and when there's any runners from midfield passing Bruno, he doesn't have the speed to get back at all. So that signing for me was just an absolute waste of time. It was really a serious waste of £40 million that could have been spent elsewhere. Now, if we go, say tonight that we don't do anything, I'm trying not to be a pessimist. I want to be excited, and we are checking, guys. If by miracle something does happen, we will let you know. But if we go into the summer, we know we're going to lose Kieran Tierney. Which fair enough, we've got cover. We've got cover. I would imagine not we'll get rid of Zinchenko. We're ready to lose Thomas Partey on a free contract. We're going to lose Jorginho on a free contract. So there's four. Neto has to go back to Brentford. Was it Brentford we got him from?
Bournemouth, maybe?
Was it? Yeah.
I don't know.
It was one of them. It doesn't matter. He was shit anyway, but he has to go back. So straight off, we're needing a goalkeeper. We're needing two midfielders to cover Partey and Jorginho. And the left backs, I'm going to leave them out. Anthony was in the chat before. I don't know if he's still there, but Anthony does include them. I think you could get rid of Zinchenko and Kieran Tierney without replacing them, because in truth, if we're going to keep Lewis or left back in the meantime, we've got Calafiori and Lewis, so that area is covered. But there's 5 players that we have to address. Sorry, at least 3 players that we have to address before we even look at the attack. Do you see Arsenal handing down 300, 400 million in the summer to say, there you go?
No, I don't. But what I will say, as far as the goalkeeping situation, everybody is all about Karl Hein, right? And he's still ours. Like he's on loan somewhere, but everybody was all on him. Shit, where else was I going with that? And I have this kind of strange thought. You can let in 3 if you can score 4. And so, I don't know that would be excellent to watch, but I also understand that would be a gamble, and so with the outgoings that we have on freeze, that's going to be a problem. I will say that I don't know that it's the best idea right now to let Partey go, bring him back on a 1-year contract. So that way we have, we have a little bit of stability there. But you look at our summer rumors, Zubimendi, what is he going to do? We're going to have 19 left backs and we're going to have 85 defensive midfielders. And that's not what we need. I was reading something earlier about Nico Williams, right? Because he was the latest rumor. Supposedly we were going to pay the release clause, and supposedly we were trying to make the personal terms work. But he was looking to be the highest paid player at the club. An unproven guy in the Premier League. I think it's really, really hard to make that step up. I don't know. I agree we need to reload, but like you're saying, if we reload, we're not gonna have the money to get better,
Yeah. I just think there's too much to do in the summer. And that's why I was kind of hoping that we would do some of the business in January. And the disappointing thing for me, Brian, is the major disappointing thing for me is that we're desperate right now. We are so desperate. The fans are not going to lose it as much as because of the result yesterday. And I think the club know it. But we lose any more players due to injury, and KSE will not know what's hit them. Yeah. I can see the backlash coming. It's already on the timeline, get KSE out. There's people saying it. There's people been saying it for months. There's people been saying it for years, in fact, because they just don't like them as owners. We are 1 or 2 more injuries away. And honestly, people will come for them. And they're going to come hard. And I know for Stan it's okay, and Josh, because they'll just stay in the States and they'll let Arteta and the board take the flak for it and the heat for it. But it's coming. The movement is coming again. It's seriously coming.
Well, I want to reply to GK's comment that they just posted. Yeah, we haven't run a Premier League club. I get that, but as fans, I personally, I've watched, played, and coached football for the better part of 35 years. Mark has probably done the same thing. We're not talking out of our asses here. And if you think that we shouldn't buy players, then tell us what you think we should do. This is an open discussion. Tell us where we're wrong. Tell us where we're wrong.
Yeah, do you know what? We'll put your comment up, GK, and I want you to come back at this. Are you honestly trying to say because we're second in the Premier League and we're third in the Champions League that we don't need anyone? Is this the point that you're trying to make? Because I'm really intrigued to that, mate. I'm really, really intrigued. First and foremost, we have so many injuries at our football club. We're one injury away from having to start Sterling. We're one injury away from that. So if you're happy with second and being the bridesmaid year on year out, then you continue with your narrative. We're positive Arsenal fans, very positive Arsenal fans. But when we are disappointed at the club, we will criticise the football club. And believe me, we'll not be the only ones that do that tonight. We will not be the only ones that are doing that. And we're having a constructive conversation regarding it.
And we don't want to stand pat. Yeah, we're second in the league, and I'm over the moon about that. Like we've a little while ago, we had a little bit of discussion about that. Yeah, we are third in the Champions League, and that is fucking awesome. But you look at Villa. Villa is, hang on, I'm just pulling it up right now. Villa is 8th in the table right now. They just signed Marco Asensio on loan from PSG. They're not standing pat. Forest brought in somebody. City is bringing in Nico Gonzalez for like £9.5 billion. Like, the clubs around us are not standing pat and going with what they got. We can't do that either. Again, we've had the discussions about the finances. We've had the discussions about who the right players will be, but nobody around us is standing still. And if we stand still, then we're falling behind.
I agree 100%, Brian. You couldn't have said that any better. And that is the thing. And it's not even, for me, it's not even standing still. I would actually say, because of the playing squad that we have, we're regressing. We're regressing. And I'll tell you why. Yes, we smashed up City yesterday. But City have been getting that done to them. I think that was their 8th game this season that they've lost. 8th game. We do have a good starting 11, but we are absolutely down to the bare bone. But I'll tell you why we're regressing. This time of last season, we were competing to the final day of the league, final day, and we were 2 points away from Man City. So all we had to do was go out and add a striker, a couple of attacking players to what we already had, and that would have moved us to the next level. Instead of that, your best player, GK, in Saka, has been out injured for nearly 2 months. It's a grade 2 hamstring, and nobody knows how long he is going to be out for. Nobody knows how good he's going to be if he's going to come back, the same player. Nobody knows. Grade 2 is serious. Really, really serious. And that's your best player. Sorry, bro, on you go.
Like as it stands right now, right this second, we have 50 points, 14 wins, 8 draws, 2 losses. Over all of last season, we had, let me bring it back up again. All of last season, we had 5 draws and 5 losses. So, we're better in some ways, but we're worse in some ways. And, we were talking last night about how one of the problems that we've had consistently, is putting our foot on the neck of somebody, at the end of a game. Excuse me, sorry. Having that killer instinct, saying, nah, fuck you guys, we're gonna pound you. And because we either haven't had that mindset or because we haven't had the firepower to be able to pound somebody, that's why we have 8 draws already. I mean, That's what 16 points dropped. 16 points dropped, and that's tough to come back from. That is tough to come back from.
100%. I can't agree more. And most Arsenal fans, Brian, would agree as well. That sometimes you do need something different. So when you have a plan A, and if your plan A is Kai Havertz up top, that's fine. But sometimes when you are drawn and you need a goal and you need to change it up, and remember, we've had players struggling for form this season. We've had players out injured. We've had players with illness. Sometimes you need something different. And that is where a Sesko or Jokeris or even an Osman would totally change what we've already currently got. And that could be the difference between winning the Premier League and not winning the Premier League. So I can't believe, honestly, I'm quite taken back, GK. Come back at us. I'm taken back by your comment. And why would you not want Arsenal to go out there in January and strengthen the side?
So let me ask this: you brought up Sesko, you brought up Gyökeres. If money was not an object, and let's take Mbappe, let's take Rafinha, let's take anybody that would cost more than 80 million or 100 million, let's say 100 million. Who would you want to bring in as a striker or a forward?
Well, mine would be, and it is going to cost over 100 million, but I'm trying to be realistic. Mine would definitely be Isak. That would be my first choice, 100%. He is completely different to what we have. He reminds me of Thierry Henry. Not as good, but he reminds me just the style of play, and I think he would be the absolute perfect striker for Arsenal. But if I can't get that, Brian, I would take an Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins scored goals. Ollie Watkins arrived in the Premier League when he was 25. So at the top level, he's only had 4 years. He could continue for many more years. Ollie Watkins could be a Vardy, where he's continuing still. He could go on for a number of years. So
I just hope he can shithouse like Vardy.
Yeah. No, that's brilliant. So for me, I would have taken Ollie Watkins because it is something completely different, and I find that frustrating, Brian, because Aston Villa they were selling one of their strikers. They brought in Malin, so they were definitely going to sell one of them. And if Arsenal had went in early in the January transfer window, I'm pretty sure Aston Villa would sit back and say, do you know what? 60 million, we'll take that for all. He's hitting 29, he's waiting to turn 30. We'll take that and we'll keep John Duran. But what did Arsenal do? We left it until John Duran's almost on the plane over to Saudi, and then we decided to go in with a bid. See that for me, was that a way of the club saying, we tried? Is that what the club were doing? We tried, knowing fine well the Villa were never ever going to accept it. Aston Villa wage bill, and I want to come back to you because I want to hear who your strikers be. Aston Villa's wage to revenue ratio is 96%. It's unsustainable. They've sold John Duran, so they'll be able to bring that down a bit. But they've added Essential tonight. They've added Rashford. They'd already signed.
I forgot about that. Forgot about him.
They've already added them. They're stronger than we've stagnated, and they're stronger. It's just honestly, it is for me. It is. This is going to be the theme for the next few hours. It is not good enough at all. It is not good enough. So, Brian, come to throw that question back at yourself, bro. Who would yours be?
So I would take Sesko. I would take Sesko. I mean, he's 6'5". Like I think he would be the tallest guy that we have on the pitch. He'd be a great target man. He's able to finish. Let me pull up some more stats that I have. Probably should have been having this shit ready before.
Oh no, we've got hours. I've got ages, mate. I know you don't have hours, but take your time, bro.
So as of a couple weeks ago, and like this is going to get way into stats and everything like that, and math doesn't lie, but sometimes stats do, if that makes sense. Um, as of a couple weeks ago, he had an XG of 9.69, and he scored 11 goals. So he's got a delta of plus 1.31. Is that great? No, it's not. But it shows that he can get into the spaces. Yeah, the Bundesliga does tend to be, a little bit more open,
Yeah.
but he knows what the hell he's doing. How old is he? He's 21, so he could be here for 5, 6, 7 years, and he would be hungry.
Yeah.
Leipzig. Yeah, Leipzig hasn't won anything. Leipzig probably won't win anything. Bayer Leverkusen, they were invincibles last year, and fair play to them. Granit Xhaka, love you, man. Good for you. He was integral to that team. But you've got Bayern Munich, you've got Dortmund, you've got Leverkusen, and so as the essentially the fourth team in the Bundesliga, you're not going to win anything. So you know what? Come over here, to the best league in the world, until Man City, one of the most competitive leagues in the world. I think he would do really, really well for us. I really do. And supposedly, he's on our list for the summer. Whether or not that pans out, who knows? Like you were saying, we do have to backfill a lot of people, so we may not have it. I don't know.
Do you know what? I'm going to back you up on that Sesko one, and something really interesting. And as you know, Brian, we struggle badly against low blocks, and this is why we've drawn 8 games this season, because we struggle bad, really bad. So if you brought in a Sesko with pure natural, because I don't know anyone ball striking the way Sesko can. So if you bring in a Sesko and you're facing a low block, he drops a little bit deeper. The smashes one from 30 yards. Though, let's face it, apart from Thomas Partey, I've not seen any of our players really shooting outside the box. Then low blocks are a thing of the past because teams would have to close down that space. So therefore, you would have the likes of Martinelli, Saka, when he's fit again, being able to have a bit more room down the wings to take on these low blocks. So the Sesko deal, actually, it makes incredible sense on a number. And the height thing as well, Brian. Do you know something? I like guys for the record. Me and Brian argue all the time, and we're agreeing tonight. But for the height thing, Brian, there was one game in particular that we had something. I think it was a record. I can't remember the start off the top of my head, but it was something like 33 crosses, and we didn't have one person on the end of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you got a Sesko 6'5" in your box, he's hitting. He's on one of them, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
So
and
that.
Good.
No, sorry, I was just going to say. So that I think that deal makes so much sense to Arsenal Football Club. I think it just suits us. It's a plan A and the plan B. Because I've always said my plan A is to have Kai Havertz play behind the striker. That's where I think Kai would be. I got called daft for this, but and I made it up myself, right? But I think Kai Havertz for me is not an 8 and he's not a 9. So I kind of call him a 9.5 or a 10.
Yep.
He could be right behind the striker, and I think that you would get the best out of Kai Havertz. I honestly do. But even if we play Kai Havertz up top, and if it's not working, then you've got an unbelievable player to come off your bench that gives you something completely different. Completely different. And that's what I'm begging. These false 9s, fair enough, Arteta, you like it. Let's do something different. Let's have a different option there, Brian. So sorry, bro. I don't want to waffle on, but I honestly agree so much with you. I think Sesko makes so much sense.
And having a tall target guy like that actually helps break down the low block. I don't know what the average height is of a defender in the Premier League is. Let's call it 6 feet. Let's call it 6'1". He's already got 4 inches on that defender. Who knows how high he can jump? But with the players we have that can whip in the crosses, Saka can put a cross on a dime. Odegaard can put a cross on a dime. Martinelli can put a cross on a dime. One of the things I wish we'd have done if we had kept Kieran Tierney, he's arguably the best player on the left side that can whip in a cross.
Yeah.
And just imagine if, and this is going to get a little bit more into tactical than what we probably should be talking about here. But if you had Tierney being able to bomb down the left side, you wouldn't need to keep the winger out there on the left. So you put another guy into the box and you start to overload that back line. And you don't want to spam the crosses in, because then it's worthless. But if you have those target people, that's where you're going to break down the low block. That's where you're going to get the chances that you need to get.
Yeah. No, I agree. Brian, I've got a confession, right? I've always said this. I'm in a group chat, and there's many nationalities inside this group chat, and it's a quite strong group chat. And there's a lot of people from Ghana, and I think they're Party FC rather than National FC, if I'm being perfectly honest. And I hate that. And I've always said they would never do that. And I've always said that when KT was getting injured, etc., if he left Arsenal, if we upgraded, I don't think it's water off the duck's back to me. See, when I saw that he signed that pre-contract for Celtic, bro, I was fucking heartbroken.
Yeah, me too.
I was heartbroken. Just before the goal, well, I'm not going anywhere.
Sima!
Hello, guys. How are you?
We're good.
Good.
We're talking everything but
okay, breaking news. I've just heard it on Sky Sports. We're not buying anybody. Lights are off.
I was about to get excited. What are you going to do that?
I opened the show up to them and it said, welcome, you're watching In the North Bank and transfer deadline day. Arsenal are doing fuck all. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
I love the confidence. I love it.
At least we're not bringing in Raheem Sterling, so I guess there's a silver lining somewhere. How are you? How are you feeling?
Good. Feeling a bit better, but yeah, gotta do this, right?
Well, I'm glad you still have your voice after yesterday's game.
Well, yeah.
See, I talked to us about I want the atmosphere. I want to hear a lot because that stadium looked like
my god, it was rocking. I mean, did we shut some people up or what?
Oh,
like we silenced them. Not only Haaland, but we silenced
See, we have over 1,200 people watching us at the moment, so I'm sure they would love to hear. I'm sure they would love to hear how the game was and your take and that. Could you break it down a bit for us?
Well, so it kind of started off like obviously in the background where we all were. It was just like people were nervous, and it was kind of like it nervous in a good way because we kind of knew that we could do this. But, you always have that if factor. And I don't know why it is. It's because maybe we're so used to the fact that we know we can do it, but then we always fall at the last hurdle, right? But no, it was a minute. Oh, my God, 2 minutes. Right, seriously? 2 minutes. And Odegaard. And then I think it was something literally like 7 or 8 minutes in. And then Martinelli, his offside goal was disallowed. And it kind of went okay, right? So we settled in. I think we dominated the first probably 10 minutes of that game. I don't know what was your view on that, because this is what I see. See, what you see on the TV sometimes is so different to what you see, on field. Oh, by the way, there's another contentious topic I want to pick up on, and I caught it on the video. So, and this is where Daniel would step in and say to me, "Yeah, I knew it.
So yeah, seeing it from here, and like I had one eye on the game during the first half yesterday because I was trying to clean up after the Bubs because they're tiny terrorists.
As you do.
But yeah, we were definitely on the front foot. I was saying last night that, I think Havertz pulling the ball back to Odegaard for the first goal, that actually showed a lot of confidence because he was sitting there and he's like, no, this is not the best option
Yes.
for me. Let me pull it back for the tap in. You know, I thought that was great.
But it was almost like it was a boogie thing, because he was showing, you know, goalkeeper, I'm going to shoot, but actually I'm not. Like, you know, and he did it in such a way, and Odegaard was ready for that gap. That was like really strategically done. Well done. Yeah.
There was a certain wanker of, sorry for my language, but there was a certain wanker of a commentator that said that Havertz bottled the shot.
Yeah, I wonder who that is.
Yeah.
Because I have a few words to say about him. Anyway, go on, Brian.
Yeah.
I will say I am so glad that we have the coverage that we do over here on Peacock, because I don't have to listen to that absolute clown.
Yeah.
That absolute clown.
Yeah.
You know. You know, and I know some people were getting pissed off at Martinelli for being offside. I don't always have a problem with an offside goal.
Yeah.
Because that shows that you're getting back there. That shows that shows that the back line is sus.
And that's an extra confidence booster, right? Oh, okay, I messed it up once. Let me go in again, because I'll just pull it back a little bit more. So, no.
I've got thanks. I've got a confession.
That almost got Coke spit all over my laptop.
Yeah. Straight to the point.
You saw that? That was my answer to that message.
So,
sorry, guys, inside joke there.
Yeah, I've got a confession.
So when we got into that first half, it was almost like, and also I think Havertz had already missed a sitter by the first half. So it was you know, all these questions were going on, and we're like, okay, we're 1-0 up, we still got this. Second half, bang. And then we're like, I mean, you kind of look at it and you think, okay, Saliba's made a little bit of an error there. He let Haaland get in front of him, you know, but they came out firing and thinking they were gonna, you know, I mean, this is what my take was on it. But like, then, come on. We pulled in the gears then, right? And it was almost like, hang on a minute, we can do this. We've got this. We've got the strategy better, you know, because guess what? Like I said before, the apprentice became the master, and he played his own game. So he learned very well. And he showed his ex-master, I could do one better. So why not? Well,
you know, that's one of the things that I was saying earlier. You know, I've hammered on Arteta for being so wedded to his tactics.
Yeah.
And over the past couple of games, for whatever reason, you know, he started to adjust his tactics a little bit more to fit the players that he has, and that really showed last night. That really showed. And like, I don't think so much that it was a mistake by Saliba. I think it was a really, really great move by Haaland. And I can't stand that Neanderthal looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Yeah.
But then Partey, you know, he came back and he's like, nah, fuck this. Y'all ain't playing this game. And banged it in. Yeah. It went in off a deflection, but it was 50-50 at worst, whether it was going in anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and then we just stepped on the gas and chucked up the deuce, you know.
Yeah.
I've got a confession to make.
Yeah.
The game was coming on, and I thought, and I had to go to the shop, and I'm sitting like, do go. I didn't want to miss North London forever, but I thought, I'll go. So go to the shop. It's not far from my house. There's a queue at the checkout. I'm like, can hurry up. Come back in the house. 1-0 Arsenal. like, no way, man. No way. So not only did I miss North London forever, that I always have full blast. That's up there with the Scottish national anthem for me. I also missed Odegaard's fucking goal as well. So see, man, Party smashes that in.
Wait, before we get onto that part, let me just say how brilliant, confident was that 18-year-old MLS. He took on Haaland in that first half.
Yeah.
Without any fear. You know, he's like, I don't care if you are 3 foot taller than me, but you know, I can get under you. So don't worry. Not only under you, but under your skin too.
It's like, you know my fucking name now.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
now.
You know me now, right? I've got to show you and you know me. So yeah, he was brilliant at that. The first half, you could just really see it. But yeah, how brilliant was Partey?
Partey is outstanding.
Throughout.
Yeah, no, he was honestly outstanding. There wasn't a bad player on the pitch, but see, from where I was at, and it was happening in the stadium as well, they score, 38 seconds later, Foden makes that pass, Partey intercepts.
Yeah.
I'm screaming, shoot, shoot, shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, we all were. We all were.
The whole stadium was saying it. So, you know, like, it was just, he didn't even have to be told. Everyone just went for it, and you knew he was going to take that opportunity.
Yeah.
So, no, that was just, and it was really weird because, like, we're going on to 2 goals. I think those goals came like 50, 60, like those sort of minutes. I don't even remember it so much. I get a message. You never get internet where we're sitting, right? I get a message, and my son's like, "Oh my God, it's 4, man. We need to hammer them. We're taking on 5 now." And I tell everybody around me, guess what? My son just said we need 5, and they're looking at me going, "Yeah, sure." And then that 5th. Oh, but let's go back to the 3rd goal. Let's go into the third.
The third goal.
Yeah.
Right. I'm taking credit for this, right? Because I said,
now? Like he was on the pitch, right?
100%. I was the one that said, I met you in person at the Bolton game, and I was so excited that night because I wanted to see Miles Lewis-Skelly.
Yes.
I'd watched him in the academy, and so going back to then, not in Miles now, going back to then, I watched him in the academy, and he was rolling players in midfield like there was no tomorrow. Yeah. And this guy excited me. So so much stocks in Miles Lewis-Skelly. It's already decided my son's strip next year is going to have Lewis-Skelly in the back. 100% is going to have it. Talk to me about that third goal, and talk to me about that celebration.
It was almost like, who's he going to pass it to? Nah, he's not really going to go for a goal. No chance. Like, what's he doing? What is it? And then everyone was like, you know, like everybody's open mouthed, and they're just like, what just happened? You know? And then, you know, we can't, where I was sitting, because everybody gets up and everyone's jumping up. And I'm like, I can't see what he's doing. And it comes up on the screen, right? So you think, damn. And then automatically all you want to see is those City players' faces. You know, the tail between the legs, and they're walking back to the halfway line like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh, and then Pep in
where
the
the fuck does an 18-year-old get to score a goal like that?
And then Pep in the post game, he's like, "Oh, that's good. I didn't see the selling. Yes, you did,
mate. Yes, we've got him and you haven't. That's why."
Yeah, but even better than that, and it actually summed it up brilliant for me. And I laughed, honestly. I've watched it back. Like I'm that Arsenal fan that's watched the replay 500 times today. Yeah, I've watched it 500 times today.
Yeah.
But Gabriel's reaction of Miles for the celebration, did you see it?
Yeah.
He comes in, he's like, what are you doing? And Saliba's laughing, and 2 of them are laughing. Like,
I think one of them puts their foot in front of him as well. I can't remember which one it was, because that's on the replay that I saw. Yeah. No, come on.
It was Gabriel's expression just summed it up, like, amazing for me.
What was even better was, I mean, it was just brilliant. Haaland brings down Gabriel. His shoe has flicked off. He's pulling his shorts.
Give me my shoe. Give me my shoe.
My shoe.
It was so good. It was so good.
Oh, it was brilliant.
We just cracked up. We're like, like, you see this shoe fly off, and you imagine, right, in the stadium, everyone is just killing themselves.
I didn't notice that until today. I watched
really? Oh, I actually filmed it. I happened to catch that part.
Right, okay. I never saw it until today, and I thought, Gabriel, what are you doing? Do you know what?
It's such a South American thing to do, isn't it, Brian?
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, you're my slave. Go and get my shoe, dear.
Like the shithousery in Central American football, like Mexican football, like Brazilian football, like it's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's so fun to watch. Like you just have to laugh at it. You know?
Exactly. That's what we did.
See, Gabriel, I remember, I think it was in the summer, he went back home and he's an elite athlete. He's on lots and lots of money. I'll check the message in a minute. But
Yeah.
I'll say we're getting yelled at over here.
Are we?
Especially by Conville. It's okay. I get it. You don't want to talk about yesterday's game, but guess what? We do.
I'll say Conville's like, y'all can't have any fun today. Conville is a celebration police right now.
Yeah, Conville, I've got Arteta's phone number, mate. I've just phoned
the lights are closed at the Emirates. The lights are shut, so we're not getting a striker.
Closed down. We're not getting a striker. We're not signing anyone, mate. Is that okay? Just wobble with Phil the next 3 hours of the show with. Do you want to talk about what you had for breakfast today, mate? Fuck off and go to another channel.
No, Coffee Cat Studios have asked, have we got anyone yet? No, they've shut the lights at the Emirates. So Sky News broke it. Sorry, Sky Sports News broke it, and they've said no. Arsenal are not buying a striker unless they do. They come in at the final hour. Yeah.
So coming back to the Gabriel story, right? And I do, like in Brazil, we know it's like one of the roughest countries. Certain parts. I'm not saying all of Brazil, and I don't know it. I've never been, but some parts are extremely rough. Gabriel could easily get chauffeured into the stadium to go and watch his local side.
Yeah.
I watched a video. Did he fuck? He jumped on the fucking tube with the fans and he's in and they're all singing. There was hundreds of them on the tube singing and he's at the forefront giving it. And it's just, this guy is like, he's a nutter. He's an absolute, I love him.
What I want to know is, what's he practicing in the training ground? Because he tried a bicycle kick.
See if he had
he went for the bicycle kick.
See if that had came off, that would have just been it for me.
I know that would have been, and I think I was videoing that corner, and when I saw that, and I was like, and I listened back, and I'm actually saying that would have been fantastic had he scored that. You know, that would have been brilliant.
Like I might have done that on FIFA like once.
If he had pulled that off, I would have retired being an Arsenal fan. I would have just, that would have been my glory.
Never going to get get any better than this.
Yeah,
never going to get any better.
Exactly.
So, Seema, we get to the next goal for Kai Havertz.
Kai Havertz.
For me, I don't know what it looked like for you, but for me, it looked like Kai had made completely the wrong run. He went to overlap Martinelli rather than to go through the middle. I don't know. How did you see it?
Well, in real, TV and real time it's quite a little different because, we're getting that play from overhead. We're not seeing, that the camera's head on. And it kind of felt like, what is Kai doing? Like, because he was switching. And we're like, okay. Oh my God. And you kind of knew where he was going for, and you just went, wow, what a confidence booster that is.
I think that him not getting the goal in the first part of the game, I think when he hit the when he tapped it back.
Yeah.
When he tapped it back to Odegaard.
Oh, okay, to Odegaard, the first one.
I think that actually added to his confidence. And mind you, when I saw him, coming, I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But like he had it in his head. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna try some shit. And cut inside and buried it. And Ortega stunk up the joint last night. He really did.
I think he did. I'll be honest, bro. I think he did.
But I don't like. I wouldn't say that any of the goals we scored last night were straight up goalkeeper error. Positioning was a little bit off or something like that.
Yeah.
But the goals we scored were legit. The goals we scored were legit.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, Nwaneri's goal.
We've got breaking news.
I mean,
But
you're thinking, okay, we're 90 minutes in, hey, no, we need that fifth goal, right? We're all saying it, but sometimes you kind of think Arsenal sit back, we're nearly there. Let's just take to the ball. I think there was one time that Calafiori took the ball to the corner. I'm like, what are you doing? Get it out of there. We don't want it in the bloody corner.
I saw a video earlier.
Yeah.
30 some odd passes before it went to one area.
Yeah.
30 some passes.
Is that right?
Oh, what a ball
Like
by
that
Rice.
was a team goal. And oh my God.
Did you hear
Oh
what
my God.
Rice,
It was so good.
Did you hear what Rice said?
No.
He already knew that he was hitting that pass, but well before the
I
ball
think he
even
took
got
it
to
on
him.
the first shot, didn't he? He didn't even handle the ball. He just received the ball and he just went right over the other side. Yeah.
He already had it in his head that
Yeah.
that's where it was going. He was hitting it straight
But
over.
how did Ethan bring that down and control it? It was just literally, I think it was like one or two bounces before he just took it on. Are you playing it back? I was thinking you're playing it back, Brian.
See if you hadn't been at the game, same for you, Brian, so it'd be good to get your take on that. If you hadn't been at the game and you watched this on a video and the player had been blanked out, but all the movement's still the same, and that goal was scored, who would you think has scored it?
Saka.
Yeah.
It was like literally
100%.
a carbon copy of Saka. The
He's
way
done
he
that
handled it, the way he took it, the way he was literally looking down and taking that ball. And then the sincerity of the celebration. It was just like, it's like paying homage, like to his, who he looks up to basically in the training ground. So
well, it's like I was saying last night, and we've talked about it before, Waneri comes on and he plays with an arrogance.
Yeah.
You need to
but
be a 17-year-old.
It's more like a humble arrogance, not like, hey, look at me, I'm it,
Right, like you'll be like, hey, check this shit out, hold my beer. And then you'll hold his beer and he'll pull something off like that.
Yeah, exactly.
See the thing for me though, and like you just slam me down for this, but I agreed with Arteta not starting Ethan and Miles.
Yeah.
Especially against City. I didn't want him to start two of them. But I have seen some inconsistencies in Ethan's game. We know he has got this in his locker. We know this kid is, as you said, the fact that he's so humble, right? I don't want to keep using that word, but he is so humble. So is Miles Wiskel, both of them are. They've got the opportunity to hit the top. So for me, Seema, I agreed with Arteta not starting him. And I don't know how do you feel on that? And Brian, same with you, bro.
Or a lot of us, because I hang around with a lot of the, the regular lot, and we all were like, oh no, we actually did want Ethan to start. We wanted to let him have that experience, because the start of a game is very different to when you enter, like after 70 minutes in. So, but to be honest, I think it worked out very well, not having him start. Because it was kind of like, oh, he's gone in the game. There was no pressure on him because we were already like, 3 or 4 up. So, for him to come in on that, it would have been nicer to have seen Sterling get a goal, because that would have been a real boost for him. But he didn't. So it is what it is. But it was, I think it was the right call to make for Arteta to start him, not start him and bring him on.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we took City to the woodshed last night, but nobody expected us to do that. I sure shit didn't expect us to do that. And in arguably what would be your hardest fixture, or basically your second hardest fixture of the year, with City coming here, no, I wouldn't want to throw them to the wolves like that. Maybe this time next year. And Des, we signed Sterling, didn't you hear, man? But
Des is gonna love that one.
Gotta crack myself the fuck up now. No, so no, I don't think it would have been the best idea, if things had gone the way that we thought they were going to go. No, I don't think we should have thrown one area out there.
Yeah.
In retrospect, we could have fucking done it. But the way we thought it was going to go, no, we made the right call. made the right call.
Do you? One thing I did notice was that City really did come out. What's the word? They weren't very sporting like. They were literally in there as thugs. But I think the ref was quite lenient.
Yeah, there was one instance, I don't know if you've been able to see it, but Trossard hit the deck and David Silva kicked him.
Yeah. That was to the left on the North Bank side.
Yeah. So yeah, he kicked him. So like that could have been.
Yeah.
That could be serious foul plays. It's like you're not really allowed to
I have a feeling, I think they did actually kick the ball out once or twice as well, like kicked it away. So, to delay play. And he didn't, but he's very quick to give Arsenal a yellow card.
Yeah, I was worried about that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I thought Timber sitting on a yellow card in the first half. I was like, no, why?
Yeah.
And we couldn't do anything. The only thing we could have done was put Thomas Partey there if we were going to take Timber off so he didn't get a red card. But I felt that Timber managed that quite well.
Yes.
Did you feel that?
Yeah, no, I did. But you could sense he was either going to give Trossard a yellow card, like in the beginning, or he was going to give Timber. You could sense it. It was happening. Trossard was getting a bit worked up, like he did in the what was that game where he got sent off with the 2 yellows?
That was the City game.
Yeah, he was getting like that again, because there was one time when the ball was kicked, went out, but it was actually off the City player, but he gave it was off. Yeah, we were supposed to get it and we didn't get that kick, so you could see. But it's like, Trossard, please calm down. We can't afford you to be,
Yeah.
But you notice that shit hadn't happened to any other team this year. Other team.
We were talking about.
So shall I wait till Daniel comes on, or shall I just mention about, one of the refs that I noticed and I videoed?
Yeah, go for it.
Hang on. David just put something up about Arsenal being a business, not a club.
Oh.
So
really? Okay.
so you missed out earlier. Mark and I were talking about this, very much in depth. And not to rehash everything, but I do take issue with saying that Arsenal is a business, not a club.
Yeah.
Because to have your club still around, you do have to run it like a business. You can't just run up for your house. You can't run up credit card debt.
Explain to me, how is the club run? How is the club run? We flip burgers, we make hot dogs, and we serve drinks. Isn't that how a business is run?
You would think.
I know, because I've been to a lot of cricket clubs, rugby clubs, football clubs. I've had 3 boys, so I've been to all the clubs and I see how they make their money.
Sima, perfect timing.
Woohoo!
Daniel, what's up, dude?
Yay!
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Thanks for joining.
I've missed you, Sam. I've not seen you for some
Have you? Oh, thank you.
Well, so you did miss me?
I can miss you.
I see you all the time, man.
Right, Brian?
Just before.
As I genuinely miss me.
Is that guy next to you?
Yeah. Just before we go on to your controversial bit and the good timing of Daniel, I want to pick up on one last point from the game. Shithousery is the best thing that I could ever say. When did Arsenal Football Club actually start the shithousery?
So what?
When did Arsenal, as a football club, start the shithousery? I'm not meaning the players, I mean the actual club, the guy on the tarnoy.
Ah, that was so funny. That was so funny. Playing K-Dot. That was so funny.
Did you not see it? He played. Is it Hendrik Lamar?
Played humble by K-Dot.
No, it was Be Humble.
Yeah, it was humble by Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, we were all dancing to it.
Yeah.
When did we
start? It come on, and we're like, what? Because they don't normally play that.
Yeah, no, they don't.
No, they normally. And I was going, what? Oh yeah, and then some of the guys in front of me started singing the one, and I'm going, "Oh shit, is that one right?" And then the whole stadium is like bobbing up and down, like. And that was actually so brilliant. It rattled. I'm sorry, but it rattled the City fans, because you know what? All that's popping up on my TikTok is Yeah, you Arsenal fans, you're forgetting, innit, what Arlen said. Look, we've got the Premier League here. Mate, go back and see how many Arsenal have won. You're nowhere near us. Oh, by the way, if you can prove, City, that you can do the Invincibles, then we can say you're something. But until then, I'm
100%.
safe.
Like I'm not even gonna go on my heater that I went on last night. Like Daniel saw it. Like it was epic. Like if I
Really?
have to say, it was epic. Like it was
Okay.
bad.
Would you like to put it on repeat now again, just for me?
No, I was just trying to say it was just a good conversation with Brian. It wasn't that deep.
Yeah, no, like that's what I like about this group. Like we always talk about what's right, like not who's
Yeah.
right.
I'm
You know?
sorry I had to say that because I was so sick and tired of seeing my TikToks about City fans and raving on about their bloody four. Try the Invincible shit. Then we'll talk.
I've got breaking news for you. Middlesbrough have signed someone.
Uh-oh.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, I'm afraid. I'm just telling you that they've signed someone. I'll keep you updated as it goes, but
Brian.
What's that?
With what's going on with Arsenal looking like not signing anyone, are you comfortable?
Have you not heard? The lights are off at the Emirates.
The lights are still on.
No, they're not. They're off. They pulled the switch.
So I'm trying to revisit what we were saying yesterday.
Sure.
Yeah.
With regards to the Kroenkes and how they are handling this club. Are you comfortable with that?
So am I comfortable?
I don't understand like I'm picking on you. But I'm just trying to understand from your own perspective, because in every 10 Arsenal fans, I believe 7 of them are in agreement with my theory of the Kroenkes not running the club in the proper way a big club should be run. So I believe you're part of the 3% who believe and who still have some trust and faith in the Kroenkes. So I want to know if you are comfortable with the way they are running the club. I just honestly.
So Mark and I actually went like super in depth into this earlier, and so anybody that's been watching, I apologize for being a broken record or something like that.
Oh, sorry.
No. Last night you were talking about how a lot of the big clubs are run off bonds, run off credit, or something like that.
Yeah.
And last night I brought up Leeds. They took out a bunch of loans and everything like that, banking on making it to like the Champions League semifinal or whatever the hell it was. Like I don't remember all the details to it, but they didn't get as far as they wanted to, and it absolutely wrecked them financially. And over the past 4 or 5 years, they've really come back up. And I mean, Leeds was one of the biggest clubs in the entire country, at that point in the entire world. Like even people over here, in the late 90s had heard of Leeds. So I don't want us to get to a point where we've taken out, all these loans. Like, nowadays we would have to take out probably billions of dollars of loans to be able to keep up with City or keep up with Liverpool or something like that. I don't want us to take those loans out and then not be able to pay them back and default and get fucked. We are a better club than that. And David, kind of replying to you again about how we're a business, not a club. We have to run like a business because we want to stay a club. You look at Bury. You look at a couple of the clubs. Mind you, they were in like League 2, League 1, National League, wherever the hell they were. But those clubs were like, big clubs, like well-known clubs that have been around forever, and they got in the financial trouble and they went away.
Yeah.
It's hyperbole to say that could probably happen to us, but I don't want us to get close to that point.
Yeah.
So in other words, you are okay with the Kroenkes the way they're running the club? Because that's the question. That's the question.
I know that was a very long answer. But right now I am, because I feel like it's safe.
Okay.
Daniel, let me ask you a question then.
Thank you, Sema.
If
I've missed your questions.
if the Cronkies were spending the money, would you be happy with them? Not because they're spending the money, but because they're the Cronkies.
Spending the money in what aspect? Like spending the money on getting.
Hey, we need a striker, right? Let's just buy 2. Forget 1.
No, you don't. That's spending recklessly.
Why don't you? Yeah, that's spending reckless, right?
Yeah,
That is not how you do business.
No, like spending recklessly is not what I want the club to do. I want the club to see that there's a deficiency in the club and in the team and address it. That's what I'm clamoring for. Not because we need a striker, just go all out and spend 190 million pounds on signing a striker for the sake of signing. We all know we need a striker, and we know the kind of striker we want. Right, even before this winter break, before this winter transfer window, we all know we needed a striker.
Yeah.
So I'm not part of a gang that think because we need a striker, we can just put any amount of money and just sign any striker. Yeah. What I want is addressing the need of the club. We know we needed a backup for Bukayo Saka. Luckily for us, it's in one area, sprung up from one place or the other. Now we can say at least there's somebody that can replicate 50% of what Saka does in a club. Yeah. That's a win-win for everybody. It's a win-win for us as a fans, win-win for the club, and for the owners also. But the major problem we have is that we need a striker.
Yeah.
And the only striker we could have, what's his name? Barrett, the one that's got hat-trick for Monaco. That's one player I had highs for thinking is going to be a great player. But unfortunately for us, we loaned him out and sold him finally. And fortunately for the young lad, he's doing well. So we need a striker. And I believe the club should and the owners should do what is right for the team. The players are coming out to say we are light. The manager are coming out to say we are light. The fans are clamoring we are light. Doesn't the owners of the club see what these people are saying? For me, that's negligent. Because if the players of a club can come out and tell you that we are light, the manager can come in a press conference and tell you we need bodies in the team.
Yeah.
What are the owners doing? That's my concern. That's my anger, and that's why I was trying to ask. That's where those questions were coming from yesterday.
Yeah, here's one.
But Daniel, you were talking.
I think have we seen the finances to know that we can afford a striker for 70, 80 million?
So the numbers that I found, I don't know how accurate they are. And, like I went on Capology and pulled up, I think they were the 22-23.
Numbers. You can go on HMRC.
Go on what?
Basically, you can go the inland. You can go onto the Inland Revenue, and they by law, they have to officially put their figures out there. So you can go on there, click on it, and they actually put them out there.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Is there a website?
That's where I got the figures from, and I gave them to Mark. I said to Mark, I've just read the figures because they haven't done their accounts for 2024. They've done for the season ending 2023. And what they did was they carried over the new players that they had signed. So I think it was Declan Rice's figures will go into the next season and not the season he was bought.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I didn't go into in depth, but we had a brief conversation, right, Mark? And that's where,
All right, yeah, I'll definitely check
that one. Here we go, Ashford. Ashford.
I don't even know who that is. He is true, and if you're meaning Rashford, he's signed for Villa. But see, mate, here's one for you, right? Because and me and Bryce spoke about this at the beginning, but you guys weren't here. When Arsenal were at Highbury, we had the greatest players ever.
Yeah.
And we were winning major trophies. Now, we were told when we move into the Emirates, we would compete with Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and we'd be able to sign players back then like David Beckham. We'd be able to afford the wages, etc. We had to make this move. Now, the Emirates obviously cost a lot of money, and then we suffered for 20 odd years. There is talk of the Emirates being upgraded, the capacity going up to possibly Yeah, to 80,000. Also, Arsenal would have to invest in infrastructure around the stadium, the tube stations, etc.
Yep.
So where I'm at, Seema,
Great
and
news.
go for it.
Disasi off to Aston Villa.
Who is?
Yeah. David Ornstein. Aston Villa reached an agreement with Chelsea to sign Issa Disasi D for the 26-year-old straight loan until the end of the season. No buy option. Phil with Chelsea £5 million.
Daniel, keep you updated, guys, on this. I'm not even refreshing the page anymore. I've gave up. So to get back to my point, Seema,
Yeah.
if Arsenal do upgrade infrastructure and do Emirates to get their match day revenue from 4.18 million up to over 5 million, which Tottenham currently take in per home
Yeah.
game, is that good enough for you? That you're happy that we wait until all this is done before these owners put money into our football club and bring us the players that we need?
I don't think it's down to me or any of the fans to decide that, because at the end of the day, when they built the stadium, they took on a debt, right? That debt was borrowed with interest rates. So that has to be paid back. Now, we don't know how long that plan was. We do not even know what the interest rate was like back then 20 years ago when they started the build. Okay. Now, this is based on a conversation that I had, but obviously I watched it on Sky Sports News. And they were talking about Spurs, right? And about the debt on their stadium. And the best thing that their owner did was that he got out the debt that was at 1%. Can you imagine? You know, and the repayments on that are around about 240 million, right? Imagine that on 1%. Imagine if we had our interest rate was 3 or 4% on what we took out. That debt has to be paid off. Hence why, as you can see, money could not be spent. So honestly, if it works with what we've got, I don't see what the problem is.
And that kind of goes into what I was saying. You know, I think taking out a shit ton of debt, like obviously for, you know, a huge capital project like that, you got to finance that. But I personally think that going into debt to buy players, I think that's reckless.
I don't even think it would be allowed.
Because
we'd be penalised if we went over the.
But I think we've got the money. So just to go back to your Tottenham comparison, the 1%, Tottenham got the 1%, but do you know the actual money?
It's probably because
that was negotiated very well.
No, it's not at all, because Tottenham, the debt that Tottenham have, the actual money they borrowed for the upgrade, that still stays. They're paying interest only. They're not paying anything to the stadium. So if that's a fixed thing for 20 years, in 20 years' time from now, they still owe this money.
What they also said in that same, conversation was that basically they've got an independent accounts company that looked into the finances of Tottenham, and they, even though they show that they're making a net loss, they're actually 200 million up in profit if you erased. So they are in a position where they are now buying players, right? Being not expensive players, but they're still making the purchases.
But we should be able to do that as well.
Well, we don't know the proper finances on that. If you imagine 105 million went in for Declan Rice and it got carried over to the following year, that's a knock-on effect.
But see, that money was paid back in 18 months. So Declan Rice transfer's gone.
But how was it paid back? Was it borrowed? Did the business borrow it? Did the football club borrow it?
And also last season, sorry, Daniel.
And that's my point.
Yeah.
That's my whole point.
I mean,
actually, I hate to jump in, but I gotta bounce. I gotta go get the bubs. Y'all, thank you so much for letting me participate. I'm glad I don't sound like a complete idiot. Mark, Seema, Daniel, thanks. I may be able to jump back on later. No guarantees because you know how kids
Brian,
can be.
Brian, I really appreciate
keep
it.
it
It's
up,
been an
y'all.
hour and a half, mate, and really appreciate it. It was a great conversation as well at the very
Yeah.
beginning. I actually looked at the time and it's flown by since we started the podcast, so I really
I know,
do
right?
appreciate it.
I
If
know.
you do come back on later, think of something to piss me off because I really need an argument with you. I hate agreeing with you, bro. I hate agreeing with
I
you.
haven't got my yellow and red cards out today. Come on.
I will come up with something. Don't worry.
Man, Brian.
Don't
Thank
worry.
you so much, bro.
See you later, Brian.
Catch you soon.
See you later,
Cheers,
Brian.
mate. He's
So,
brilliant.
so guess what, Daniel? I filmed something for you, right? And what was his name again? Who was the fourth official last night?
I think somebody said it was Anthony Taylor.
So when the teams came out, I tend to film them when they come out, right? You know, they're coming out, they do their shake hands. And then I saw Anthony Taylor, I'm assuming in Mr. Baldy, but I saw him and he went up to just one of the City coaches, shook hands with him. I mean, it was like he almost ducked and dived to go and shake hands with this guy. And then he walks over, but I didn't see whether he went over to any of the Arsenal coaches. And I'm thinking, what's he doing? Is there a hand? Immediately, I thought of you. I was like, Daniel, I've got to tell Daniel. Got to know this. There's a conspiracy going on.
I'm just glad none of them was on the match yesterday.
Oh God, yeah.
You watched the game.
I was there.
You watched you can barely find anything to hold on the referee yesterday, apart from the lead to Wanka, Bernardo Silva, who kicked out on Trossard.
Yeah.
And the only time the referee made a mistake, in my opinion, was the tackle Martin Odegaard did on Kovacic.
Oh yeah.
Letting the ball any blood for a foul and gave the captain yellow card for dissent.
Yeah.
Yes, that can happen in a game. It doesn't alter the result of the game. It doesn't alter the flow of the game.
There was a tackle in the first half where they took Martin Odegaard out, but nothing was given.
Yeah, it was like a shoulder badge. It was a shoulder badge.
Yeah.
Sometimes it goes for you, sometimes it doesn't go for you. The reason why I think he didn't blow the whistle then, because Arsenal retained the ball.
Yeah.
Arsenal retained the ball. So probably it felt like, okay, you were still in advantage with the ball because the ball fell to Mice, I think. It fell by to Mice and Arsenal were still retaining the ball and Martin Odegaard was down. Yes, it was a foul, but it's not a yellow card. But things like that, it happens in the game. You can just let it go. But those major incidents, like the one Michael Clan Oliver did last week.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have had the celebration. We wouldn't have the spice of this game.
True.
This referees, I keep telling, I'm glad.
The word you want, Daniel, is we wouldn't have rubbed their noses in it.
Guys, we're getting a lot of this at the moment in the chat, right? So I'm going to tell you guys. Arsenal are away to sign Vlahovic, and they're also going to sign Ollie Watkins in the final minutes of the transfer window.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not at all. We're going to sign them.
Okay.
The lights are off at the Emirates Stadium, guys. I'm sorry.
But they're on in the background, right? They're in the offices.
We will keep you up to date. If anything happens,
we're not signing anybody.
If anything happens, we'll be here until 11 o'clock. We've got different panelists coming on. We will break it to you guys. On this moment in time, I can tell you, Lloyd Kelly's went on loan from Juventus to Juventus from Newcastle. Middlesbrough have signed someone. Aston Villa have signed about 4 players. Arsenal are doing jack shit.
But the fact that Aston Villa can sign players like that and not having any PSR,
you know what? They are. Do you know what, Daniel? There was a thing, and I'm going to let you guys get back to your conversation because I was enjoying it. But I saw a thing on Sky Sports this week. Arsenal's wage ratio to revenue is 53%. It's the second lowest in the Premier League. Aston Villa's is 96%. 96%. How's that sustainable?
Who are these players collecting these huge salaries?
Well, they've just taken Rashford on loan.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
going to. I believe they're paying what I saw today. I think it's 75% of Rashford's wages, and I think Rashford's on 350 to 400, isn't he?
mhm.
They're paying 75% of his wages, and if he hits so many appearances and performances, it goes up to 90%.
Okay.
It's
I'm
crazy,
just
but
Mike,
yeah, dude,
I'm just surprised that when it comes to Arsenal, there are a lot of calculation, a lot of mathematics being put out. But other
Yeah.
clubs, I don't see this mathematics. I don't see this calculation.
Yeah.
1 + 2 - 4 equals. Nah, I don't see that in other club. They want a player, they go for the player, they get the player. In
Yeah.
our case, we are interested. We are looking to make a bid. We make a bid. The bid get rejected. We are thinking of making this. Why does it have to be Arsenal? According to Mario Balotelli, why always us? Why
I get
always
it.
Arsenal?
Clearly, we're such a good team that people just kind of
No.
envy us.
Do you know what? We're one injury away from a crisis. We are like in our attack. We've been pulling Kieran Tierney on.
Well, if
And
that was
when,
the case, somebody would have done it yesterday because it was such a big game for them to do it.
but to see that's true though. I mean, what options do we have? If like yeah, we had Ethan, our two attacking players that we
We're
could brought in
bringing in our
yesterday.
Helen, guys. I know, I understand a lot of people are going to say, oh my God, look at her. She's just rabbiting on. What does she know? But I just look at the positive side of it. You know, I try and look at the fact that let's bring in that new talent. Let's utilize them. We've grown them. So, you know, they're there. They are loyal. They will, you know, they've got
Sema,
fire in their belly.
but signing a new player
Oh,
does signing.
at some point I do agree. But this new player, right? Say, for example, we sign this brilliant player, comes
We're
in
not gonna sign. We're not
January.
gonna sign. We're not
Yeah,
gonna sign.
we do. We still got what, 2.5 hours, 3.5 hours? Where are we? 9? Yeah, 3.5 hours, right?
No.
We get them in. Do you reckon they're going to be settled in straight away?
No.
Well, so at what point do you think he's going to be settled in?
We are
I
going to have.
mean,
We are going to.
the next game is Newcastle, right?
But we're going to have.
Are they going to get us to it? Because actually, I think we're going into Newcastle really confident, bearing in mind Newcastle lost at home to Fulham, right? So,
Yeah.
you know,
Bear in mind, we are having a 10 days break.
brilliant. I love it.
That's enough.
It's not going
That's
to be
enough.
10 days. It's only going to be a week because they've got to come back, recuperate from the flight
It
because we're playing on
depends.
the 15th. So,
Yeah,
Yes,
no, it depends. I
but
don't
that,
know,
but that.
Daniel. It's Daniel. Say if we beat Newcastle on Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
then the Chelsea game, the final is in it's in March or April, and it's when we've
Mike,
got Chelsea. It's when we've got Chelsea. So Chelsea's game gets brought into February and it breaks up that date. So we don't even if we beat Newcastle and we go to the final, we do not get that winter break at all because Chelsea game is getting brought into February instead.
oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
That's only if we beat Newcastle and get to the final.
Oh,
That's
we're
all
beating
there.
Newcastle. We're beating Newcastle.
I
We
hope
are
so.
going.
I hope so. I'm good. Once
We're
the-
going to
you see that as an important game on Wednesday?
very
Yeah.
important for me. That's one of the most important game of the season so far for me. That this game on Wednesday
Yeah.
because is a chance of being in the final, a chance whereby the players can go to Wembley and have a chance of winning a trophy,
Yeah.
a trophy. Even if it's not a major trophy, at least a trophy. They can say at least we've got something. At least we have something to show for the brilliances we have for the past 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Because if we go this season without a trophy,
Yeah.
trust me, it would demoralize most of the players.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, but Daniel, see for you then, here's a question back at you for on this. If we don't sign anyone, which it looks like we're not, and we don't win a trophy, would you blame Arteta?
For me, it's never Mikel Arteta's fault.
No, he
It's
doesn't have the
not.
money in his pocket.
It's not. Mikel Arteta is not the one to bring out the checkbook to sign the players. Mikel Arteta is all there to coach the players he has, and the club are there to make the transfer possible. We have sporting director. We have people in charge of analyzing what the team needs and going for these players. We have the likes of I think Lewis is still there. The sporting what I think the managing director. I've forgotten his name. Tom Lewis or whatever. What's his
There's
name?
an there's an intern one that's there. We can't fill the sporting director's role because Edu still on garden leave. So it's illegal to actually replace Edu at this moment in time. So it's been done internally at
Right,
this moment.
but I think the club made a mistake in letting Edo leave, knowing fully well a January transfer window is coming. I think they should have just waited for him to handle this January transfer.
Yeah, but they don't
And
have a choice. He decided to leave, not the club let him leave.
I think it's a club. He informed them of like I'll be leaving at the end of the season. It was the club decision to put him on gardening leave before the time whereby he opted to resign from his position. I think it's starting from this the summer of 2025. That's when he was supposed to leave, but the club decided on their own because they feel like okay they can get somebody to replace him.
Okay.
And it's kind of messy. It's kind of messy for me the whole
Are
situation.
they looking at what's his name? The ex-Arsenal player.
Oh yeah, does this guy? Please don't do that, Arsenal. Do not do that, please.
Anybody else keeping an eye on the results? Because have you seen? Is it Jared Bowen that was away?
Yeah.
He was off injured, and he's come back and he's just scored.
Oh yeah, West Ham have taken the lead. I think so.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put on my screen. I'll be right back.
Well, everybody has been talking about Nico Williams. Oh, Nico Williams was in London. Did we sign him?
Yeah, I seen that as well.
Yeah.
I saw that as well, but
Oh, I tell you who was. I tell you who was at the Emirates yesterday. My idol, Thierry Henry.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, right next door as well. And I'm thinking, oh, apparently some people had cornered him in the gents' toilets for photographs.
Were you one of them?
No. No, it was not me. No, I tried to be nice about it, but I didn't even hang around there. No, I was, let's just say I missed my chance.
Yeah.
43 minutes so far, and Chelsea have more.
What's the score?
Guys,
I mean, how many strikers does Chelsea have?
West Ham are leading.
That's what I'm saying. How many strikers do Chelsea have, and do they help?
What's the score?
1-0. West Ham.
Chelsea have Nkunku, Joao Felix, Nicolas.
Joao Felix is in Milan. He's about to sign for AC Milan.
Oh, okay.
I'm just tired.
No, I do like that comment here. I'm happy we never signed an overhyped player overall. Nico Williams has been an average this year. Going Carres isn't moving, and Osman essentially would turn into a 200 million transfer on PSR. So yeah, I mean, I'm not for overspending, on a hyped up. Look what happened with Aubameyang, and
Aubameyang is unbelievable.
he started off great, and then God knows what happened.
It's got that contract went downhill, but I would say that I'm disappointed that Arsenal haven't signed someone, but at the same time, I do have one side of me that thinks that I don't want Arsenal to go out there and just get a body in that's going to mess up.
I mean, like Arteta says, we want the right player.
There are up to 10 players Arsenal can sign without breaking the bank that will help this team.
Yeah,
even on loan. The fact that we only want to look inward.
But the thing,
we want to sign players only from the Premier League. That's why it feels like the loaning system wasn't working for us.
But that's the thing, Daniel. We've got 2 players on loan.
That was
we've got two.
Palmer.
No, Palmer almost equalized. What a
we've got 2 players on loan, so we can't loan anyone in.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We can loan players outside of England. That's what
yeah,
I'm
but what happens? They would have to come in and adjust to the Premier League. This is January. The league only runs until May. So how long does it take them to settle? So would we get the best out of them? So the only real, for me, loan deal that would work would have been someone from the Premier League because they're already up to speed of the Premier League.
Tottenham just signed a player not from the Premier League.
Yeah, no, they've signed Tel, but you don't know how.
Just signed a player not from the Premier League.
But you don't know how long it's going to take them.
I'm just trying to. Manchester City's just signed a player not from the Premier League.
Yeah, but no, some of these deals are permanent, no, Daniel. So I'm just trying to play a bit of devil's advocate here.
Asensio is not a permanent deal. Matthias Sai is not a permanent deal. So
but it could take months to settle. So they actually going to get any change out of these guys?
You're just saying it hypothetically because you just.
I'm not, bro. I'm not at all. Listen, see if it was the summertime and we brought a player in for a season-long loan deal. I'm for it. I saw Odegaard come on loan and do well. But it took Odegaard time to settle in, bro. What I'm saying, we're in the middle of we're at the end of January. We're February now. We're into February. The season ends in May. So if it takes a guy 6 to 8 weeks to settle, then what are you actually getting out of him?
And that's 6 weeks or 2 months for the player to bed in well for next season. Don't you see it that way? Even if you sign a player, it doesn't work. It doesn't settle down now. You're giving the player more time to be ready for next season instead of signing the player in like August or September or whatever date you're going to sign a player, June, whatever date. There's enough time for the player to settle down. If you want to go through that route, that the player's not going to settle down if you're signing him just for the 6 months or 3 months left for the season.
Seema, what's your take on this?
I'm just so angry that my club tend to do these kind of transfer. We're not serious as the club. The owners of this club are not serious. Arsenal fans are more serious about this team than the owners of this team.
I don't know.
I'll tell you.
I think we've got the platform to shout out about it.
Yeah.
And the owners will never shout out about it. They will never bring up. They probably have their private conversations, but they will never speak it on speakerphone. So
I could go back to the summer transfer window, and you're 2 points away from Man City. You've not brought in a striker, and that's where I complain, Daniel, because for me, we're 2 points away. Give us the missing piece, and then sorry.
If we say that and then we get in a brilliant striker, like what happened with Marino and Calafiori, like literally they're injured before the first game, and then you get a striker in the training ground, he gets injured, and then we're back to square one.
Yeah, no, I get that. But in hindsight, you can look at the Mourinho deal and Calafiori deal and say that it wasn't necessary.
Timber was that for the entire season.
No, I get that. That is, but in hindsight, Seema, that's like a gamble that. Yeah, whatever. Somebody's just put. Sorry, guys. Somebody's just put a message in, and I would imagine it's
translation.
No, I would imagine it's porn. I'll just block them.
It'd be nice to see what the translation is.
Well, like you're having the.
Breaking news. Fulham are close to bringing back Willian to the club.
Yeah, I saw that. He's on his way back because he's now free agent, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liverpool have to play Fulham, right?
Do they?
I'm not sure. Do they?
Aston Villa.
No, did they not beat Fulham at Craven Cottage?
No.
Daniel, get the fixtures up. Come on, son. If you're coming up with that one, you've got to know
it. Soccer 24. Okay. I will be right here with you. Dun, dun, dun.
Daniel singing. Oh, guys, you're getting entertained tonight.
Liverpool.
It's not good, Daniel. They are bringing Fulham to bring back William.
He was a horrendous
So,
Arsenal.
so Liverpool have actually played Fulham home and away already.
Oh,
They drew 2-2.
Yeah, don't know.
They drew 2-2.
Did they? Right.
They drew
well,
2-2
Fulham
in
beat Newcastle.
no Fulham and Liverpool. They played 2-2 in December 14.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that they already beat Newcastle, hence why Newcastle will be a bit on a for Wednesday.
Who Liverpool?
No, I'm talking about our
Fulham.
Cup fixture.
No, I'm just trying to look at Liverpool fixture before the end of the season. I'm trying to see who they have and where we can do something if there's an
Right, guys, I want to try a wee quiz with you, right? On Sky Sports, do not put it on.
Why?
Behave, right? There's on Sky Sports News at the moment is guess the player in the transfer window. So as they reveal each of the sections, have you seen it? They reveal either the selling club, the buying club, the year, the fee, and you've got to end up guessing who the player is. So I'll let you know each of them, and you could guess. So you could guess who the player is. This transfer was in January 2009.
January 2009.
Yeah.
Oh wait, my brain don't go that far back.
Is it?
Oh, hello, Richard.
Hi. How are you?
Good, good.
Who's that selling club? Give me 2 seconds.
Sam, I was just looking at Liverpool fixture.
Oh,
Liverpool.
Daniel, there is an update. Transfer
What's
window
that?
closes at 11. Sorry, I had to.
Don't get him excited.
So,
See ya.
Mark, Liverpool still have to play Everton home and away.
Oh,
Liverpool still have to play. Sorry, Liverpool still have to play Fulham.
And Man City.
Man City, they have to play
Right.
Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Aston Villa,
Yeah. And look at the business Villa have just done as well. I mean,
and Tottenham are signing good players. I told you guys I want Tottenham to become unbeaten before the end of the season. Someone was saying,
Ben Chilwell's going to go on loan.
Yeah, see, no. It's not West Ham. It's at Palace.
Yeah, it's just come up again.
Ooh,
Closing
what?
in on Palace loan move.
yeah. They've been working on that for a while, haven't they?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
it's, I mean,
It was
it's going to be a pretty dull one for us, but
Yeah.
I don't think any of us really, if we're honest, expected any different.
Yeah.
We probably hoped.
We made a lot of noise about it, but
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, we hoped, but I part of me gets it, but as a fan, I'm still frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah. You and 70 million others, not thousands, 70 million others or 100 million fans.
Yeah.
What can we do though, right?
Yes.
You know what? Richard, do you not think in hindsight, right? And it is hindsight. And I use the hindsight FC when I'm in the group chats and stuff with some people. But the two signings that we made in the summer, one of them has worked out good. But we could have done without both of them. And the reason I say hindsight, I don't think anyone at all could have imagined or envisaged Miles Lewis-Kelly coming on as quickly as he has at left back. But it does seem like the summer transfer window is, because even with Lewis coming through, it's just looking like a total waste of money.
breaking
for what
news.
we need.
Right at this moment, you could say those transfers haven't worked, but you're only halfway into a season. They both had injuries during the season, so it's going to give them. I would rather judge a player at the end of his time with us rather than just at the beginning. I've watched a lot of Marino, and he is a decent player. I think it's going to take him a bit of time to adapt, but there are moments in games when he shows that what he's capable of, and then in others you're scratching your head as to why. But I think given time, and he wasn't bought as a starter. He was bought to improve the bench, and and that is what he's done.
£40 million, Richard.
But he was still an improvement on what we had on the bench.
No, I agree with that. But Richard, see the part I've got with Marino, and I believe that every player should have time to settle. Every player, especially if you come from abroad into the Premier League, you need time to find your feet and settle. When he got injured, I can make all the excuses under the sun. And I believe one day soon, hopefully, we'll see some of the qualities that the players got. But the bit where I don't get is I can't excuse him for his legs looking like they're already gone. There's games I've watched where he's not tracking back, or he is tracking back, and the players just run past him because he's got absolute zero pace. So even if he does settle into the Premier League and bring some of the qualities, he's a Euros winner. He's a Euro winner. Let's not kid ourselves. We're both a Euro winner.
Yeah.
However, the legs don't suggest the same thing.
No, but that's if you put him with Jorginho, it's not going to work because Jorginho hasn't got the legs. You put him with Royce and Partey, who are strong, combative, and he's got that. They cover what he lacks in deficiencies.
See, my Des is obviously speaking about you.
I mean,
I was laughing away because I'm reading something, right? I just brought something up. They're saying, hey, look, there's a birthday gift. Your M&S are giving me a birthday gift. They're giving me Colin the Caterpillar sweets.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Tottenham have asked Bayern Munich to include a buy option for the Matthias Tel deal. Medical done in London. Days in place. Tottenham are trying to secure the right to sign a player. Well,
yeah, I mean you can't blame them, but Tel was it was one of the reasons he was reluctant to join them in the first place was because he didn't want an obligation or an option to buy.
Yeah, they must be. If Tottenham are trying to add that in now, or this final hours, they must have had encouragement from his camp.
Yeah, I mean he is
true.
He has shown and constantly because I've got cousins who are German and are Bayern fans, and they say he is constantly said he wants to become a Bayern Munich legend. So I don't see him necessarily accepting that. His problem at the moment is getting into the Bayern team, and he hasn't done enough when he's been in as well. But he is only 19, so that's to be expected, I suppose.
William is at Stamford Bridge this evening.
What?
Why is he at Stamford Bridge if he's wanting to sign for Fulham?
Maybe Todd Dolly needs a signing, bro.
Maybe it's because some of the Fulham directors are at that game, and it's easier to get the signing done there. They've got quite good medical facilities there as well. So,
is he on a free transfer? Is William a free?
I don't know.
He would have to be. Nobody pay money for him. I've got breaking news.
Is it
Sky Sport-
Kilmarnock?
No, Sky Sports News is on an advert.
It's what?
They're on an advert. 2 hours to go, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be 2 hours and nothing for us moaning, but that's why, that's why I'm doing some
Guess
painting.
what? Guess what, Richard?
That
You're doing a
relaxes me.
pretty good job of it as well.
You know, Richard, we've been running for 2 hours now, and like nobody's moaned. We've just laughed and like talked about the game yesterday, and
Yeah,
No.
you've got to laugh, otherwise you'd
Okay,
blow a
can
fuse,
we
wouldn't you?
Can we talk about Mr. Neville and his comments?
absolutely, I think that's a good talking point.
Yeah,
So you
I mean,
take
like,
it-
are you
Mr. Nev
serious?
is a
Are you
bum.
serious? What planet was he on watching the game that he thought it was so wrong of Gabrielle, shouting in Haaland's face?
I think he did it.
brilliant.
He did it in his time, didn't he?
Well, apparently he ran down to the other side of the pitch when all his teammates were bloody scoring. I scored the goal, and he was on the other side of the pitch celebrating against, all the other fans. So what, where does he come? Where does he come from?
It's
He's just an utter dick.
yeah. I think a lot of it's click, and he has a short memory of what
Yeah.
it's like. I mean, he has to remember what Keon did to
Wait, he's got to remember what bloody team he played for,
yeah,
and one of his teammates.
yeah, and
The thug that played for them.
and
Just-
I think the manager was just as bad. The amount of times he got into people.
But just to add, Richard, just to add context to it, what Gary Neville was referring to was when, if you go back to the Arsenal Man City game, the last game, when City scored equaliser in the 98th minute,
The ball.
Haaland threw the ball in on the back of Gabriel, and they said it's just part of the game, it's a bit of banter, etc. However, when Odegaard scored and Gabriel ran past Haaland and he laughed in his face, then they said it was being a bit disrespectful.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opinion, isn't it? And it's an opinion to garner views and.
Yeah, but is he telepathic?
Have you guys seen the clip of Gary Neville screaming in front of the Liverpool fans during his playing days,
Yeah.
celebrating and doing the badge of Manchester United? Sometimes I wonder if these guys who played football, after playing football, their memories of them playing football is being wiped out.
Or maybe they forget what club they're playing for, so they've got to show it.
I mean, you've also got why
Come on!
I like Gabriel's what Gabriel and Lewis Skelly has done is football's becoming bland.
Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time you had a serious rivalry?
Yeah.
Wenger, Ferguson, Wenger, Mourinho, but Pep and Klopp were pretty much buddies. Pep and Arteta are buddies, and you don't see the angst between the Liverpool Man City players.
No.
So it's quite nice. It shows what it means to the players.
But Richard, isn't it almost like, well, hang on a minute, you played for United, shouldn't you be against City?
Yeah, well, you'd think so, but
Right?
it's
I think
that northern thing, isn't it? Unfortunately for him, I don't think it's City. He's from the north of England, and it's the soft Southerners. And there's still that Manchester, London bias. I just don't think it, and you get it with Carragher sometimes, and you get it with other. Just say what you actually feel. Don't say something just to just to get views for your own little podcast, and
Yeah.
and,
Well, that's
and that
just it.
that's what it's for. Is to people will come on and hate on him on his podcast, and it gets him more views.
Yeah.
I've
It's
I've been
almost
wanting
like, go on, Daniel.
Yeah, I've been wanting to ask this question for some time, probably like a year and two now. Is there a kind of bad blood between the Northerners and the Southerners? Because when it comes to Manchester United fans, Liverpool fans, Newcastle fans, they tend to hate more of the London clubs. I I don't
Yeah,
know.
Yeah,
Daniel, that is, yeah, that's 100%. There's the Southerners, I think that's the way that they put them over.
yeah.
That's the way they put them over, but there is a bit of hatred there. I think, Daniel, I'm one for you. You don't have to answer it tonight, but I want to know why. Two things: why there's no black referees, and why there's no referees from London and surrounding areas.
Yeah. I mean,
And I put it to you because you're ref.
Yeah, yeah.
Who has to do the ref show?
The last black referee I can remember in the Premier League officiated an Arsenal game. I think we won Bolton by 5-0, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
And that was the end of it. I never saw him again.
Uriah Rennie.
Rennie, that's his name, right?
Way, Richard didn't even need a book for that.
Wow,
Yeah.
straight off the top of the head. Straight off the top of the head, Richard.
Yeah.
That was
And it's the same. It's the same with if you look, managers, ex-players like Paul Ince, managers, and they're not becoming managers. It's because of the racial abuse that that would get aimed at them. Same as if you're a referee. And we've got. I mean, we've got a high Muslim and Asian population. Yet none of them are really footballers, are they? And why? Because you get abuse if you have a bad day, and it won't be about your performance. It'll be racial and cultural. And why should players put up with that? I mean, look at what Eric Cantona did when he got abuse. He tried and kicked the Palace fan.
Yeah.
Maybe that's wrong, but
it was almost like a karate kick, wasn't it?
I was.
Yeah.
I still remember that day. See, the following day after that happened, his Nike boots were on the front page of the newspapers.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was just one boot. It was Eric Cantona's boot, and he was wearing Nike boots at the time. I still remember it. It was fucking priceless.
And look at what happened to Ramsdale at Tottenham. How can and you expect players not and the abuse Shaka got and he aimed at his wife and family,
Yeah.
and the same with Havertz. What makes people think that's acceptable?
It's not acceptable.
It's not
It's not acceptable at all. But for me, they have to do something about it. Now, you can say racial abuse, and I'm not disputing that would be a case, but Michael Oliver, wrongly, and I don't care what any Arsenal fan says, got threats. Daniel, sorry, we're not going into an argument tonight on this. He got threats.
Please do.
Threats. No.
The fact that you keep bringing up this death threats, quote unquote abuse, I've not seen it anywhere. I've not seen the evidence.
No, Daniel, we've not seen it, and I'll give you that, right? I'll give you that. So maybe
my take on it is hypothetically, or because of the situation of what happened, you might think things like that will happen, which I won't dispute. But I don't want it to be put as the focal point of the incident. My take was, let the mistake of Michael Oliver be the center of the discussion, rather than the media.
Yeah.
rather than the PGMOL trying to spin the narrative of Michael Oliver getting death threat. Who gets death threat and wants to still be on the job the following week? If I get a death threat right now, firstly, I'll be looking over my shoulders. I'll be looking to protect myself. Firstly, Michael Oliver still wanted to officiate a game. Still not even wanted. Still officiated a game this week, and you're telling me that person is suffering from trauma.
But do you allow? And you know it's a mindless few. Allow somebody to dictate what you do. Say hypothetically you got a death threat, and you took it seriously, and you wouldn't leave a house without anyone. You would, and it affected your personal life. Is that right? Or do you go out and say fuck it? I'm going to live my life. I don't care what.
I'm just smiling. I'm smiling because of what you just said right now. You know, last week Wednesday, some hoodlums broke into my car at night, stole my radio, stole my car battery, stole a lot of shit from the car. So that was what last week when actually that was the day the car was completing 1 year with me. Like it was an anniversary of like 1 year to the day I bought the car. That was the day the shit happened. And then after I replaced the thing that was got stolen, I still parked the car in the space I normally park. My friends are telling me, "What? You still parking the car outside after what happened to you last week? Like, are you not scared?" I'm like, "No, I'm waiting for them to come back." Like, I understand what you're trying to say, Risha. Like, because of what happened, you're not gonna let some petty criminal dictate what you want to do, dictate your life. But I'm looking at this in a bigger picture. It's not just all about Michael Oliver right now. No. It's all about the family. It's about the daughter. So you have to put that into consideration. For this case, this is all about me and the car. That's a separate issue. But when it comes to my family, my kids, my wife, when I'm married, I'll put them first before the job.
100%. Daniel, I've just took a message on my phone, bro. There's 1,700 people watching, and we're asking, can we please have a copy of your IP address?
Sorry?
Can we get
you want my IP address?
I want your IP address, bro.
Okay, I'm putting my IP.
Hang on a minute, I'll just put it in the chat. Let me put it in the chat.
I'm putting my
IP address.
Yeah, Daniel's needs to be verified.
I'm putting my IP address for the 700 people watching right now. You can come look at me. Come check out me wherever you can.
So what I want to know, right, Daniel, okay, because by the way, guys, if you don't know, Daniel is doing he's got his own YouTube channel where he does ref watch, ref talk, etc., etc. So
it's good, isn't it?
The Whistle Watchdog.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's
the Whistle Watchdog.
Yeah. I mean, I want to know is like, have you put statistics together? For example, you know, obviously refs giving yellow cards, red cards. I know some people have done it because, you know, with the whole Miles Lewis Skelly red card shit, you know. I mean, like, have you done that with a lot of is it just, you know, you're talking about the Premier League?
Yeah, I'm just, the essence of the show is just on the Premier League and the referee performance on the weekend games.
Okay.
I didn't put any statistics. I think that would be nice. That would be nice to do that.
It would be good, bro, because
Daniel.
Daniel, sorry, Richard, just 1 second, bro. Dude, I want you to come through, but Richard pulled out some stats, right, and you'll go into it. But Michael Oliver had actually refereed Arsenal 55 times and gave 8 red cards. And then his man
I wanted more penalties against us too.
Yeah, and he done 50 Man City games and
Yeah.
never gave a red card. So it'd be
Yeah.
interesting to add that into your context. I agree with you, man. Sorry, Richard, come back through, bro.
Yeah. So Daniel, I used to write for a site called Untold Arsenal, and I ended up stopping because they were heavily on referee corruption and bias, and I said you can prove bias, but you can't prove bias against any single team. But they've got they had some really interesting data on referees there.
Wow. Can you remember any of it, Richard?
At the time, it was you had there was only 3 referees there that were totally unbiased. So the home team wins stats, the away team wins stats, and the draws were pretty even across the board. So and it was only three, and there's referees like Michael Oliver, Anthony Taylor, and I can't remember Mike Reed at the top.
A handful, then literally not even you can count them on one hand.
Yeah, and referees like Michael Oliver and would favour the home team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then there was others that would favour the away team more than the home team.
Oh.
So there is a conscious bias.
Yeah.
Some of them think that home team advantage, and they try and even it up subconsciously, and others think that the home team deserve that advantage and are swayed by that crowd. And
why are you smiling, Daniel?
Breaking news, talking about referee, Noni Madueke just badged the referee officiating their game to the floor right now.
Look at this smile. Look at the smile on this guy's face. I want your IP address, bro. Daniel, I want your IP address. I swear to God.
It's actually Steve Hartwell officiating the game. I just enjoy the moment. It was an accident anyway. It was an accident, but the look on Noni Madueke face like what the fuck are you doing in front of me? Get up.
So okay, here's another question, Richard.
Yeah.
So let's go back, right? Let's go back 10, 15 years, right? Okay. Is that how long we haven't had
black referee?
VAR and whatever?
That's how long we never had a black referee.
Yeah. VAR's only been recent, hasn't it? But
when was that?
Why just like 4 or 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. Before COVID, 2019.
Was it 2019? Yeah, that's what I would have said as well. Yeah.
So no, my question was going to be was there so much controversy? Say if we go back 20 years, the Invincible era, was there so much controversy then with the referees and decisions? Because obviously my brain can't go back that far. You guys are brilliant at it.
Right.
Yes.
Can I put it into context?
I'll
put it into a real life context.
Yeah.
Look at how many rapes, murders, and things are out there.
Yeah.
You go back to sort of the 1800s, you wouldn't have heard of it. Why?
Clearly, yeah.
Social
There's
media.
No media.
Yeah. It's it. No, anytime a referee makes a
Richard,
mistake,
that's a bit deep, bro. This is a transfer show.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
that's always been there.
Late 70s, early 80s. If a referee made a mistake, you didn't have 2 million people on social media.
You had extra, read all about it.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it, isn't it? So it's magnified because of
the media presence.
Yeah. And you've got to think. I mean, how are these referees ever going to be any good? Yeah. How many referees you get? I see Keith Hackett lambasting Oliver, but was he any better?
Yeah.
And this is the thing.
Look
how
at Daniel
many?
laughing. He's watching that on replay. He's already edited it for his
No,
video.
no, I'm just taking in what Richard is saying about Keith Hackett, because during his time he wasn't great also as a referee.
No,
He
but
wasn't great.
he's there commentating and slating current referees. Yet he was the head of the organisation,
Yeah, it
in
was.
charge of training. So why does he expect them to be?
If I'm not mistaken, Richard, I think he was the head of the referee during the Invisible era, right?
Yeah, I believe he was. Yes.
So it was part of the PGMOL team that officiated the game, whereby the Manchester United were kicking Arsenal all over the place, and not Gary Neville getting a red card in that game. So although what he's saying is right, but the person saying it, that's a problem. The message he's sending is a right message, but the person sending the message is not the right person sending the message, because you are part of the gang. You are part of the same problem we've been having for Chelsea. Chelsea, whoa! Chelsea equalized.
Oh, who was it?
Chelsea equalized. Neto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seaman, you can mean you just pop out for a drink and a bar of hot cheese to your sorted. They're talking about referees.
Yeah. So I've got a suggestion that it won't improve a refereeing standard, but it would allow maybe the fans in the stadium to understand why they came to that decision, even if they don't agree with it. And that is two things. Well, three things actually. First off is referees with cameras. So you never get to see what the referee sees in slow motion. You only get it to see it at full speed.
Yeah.
Then microphones, and then I used to play under 18 rugby for Havant Boys long time ago, but I would use the TMO system in rugby, where it's put up on the screen.
Offside. I think the goal is you got shocked off.
Yeah.
I agree, right? And guys, with the four of us here, I know for a fact, right? Seema will not like me saying this, but Seema pays a lot for her season tickets, not a normal season ticket. She drinks champagne and caviar, but now with that,
Not true.
what given?
Guys, not true. It's not true.
It's true. She's a lot. She's a lot.
You've got a diamond ticket, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Me and the daughter paid for us to for the Leave the Carlson pre-season friendly.
I got to experience it once, bro, and believe me, you get pampered.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it is nice up there. It's worth the ticket price.
And she gets to look down at the peasants.
I really don't know what you guys are talking about.
But anyway, to get back to the point I'm trying to make, I think I like the TMO, Richard, and I watch rugby, and I do love it. And I think people like Seema, who are paying customers, all jokes aside, should get to know what is happening being in the stadium rather than as well as, but they deserve it more than me sitting at home watching on the TV.
Honestly, I don't see it like that. I see it that every fan in the stadium needs to know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the point I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It's like, I think like anyone who goes to them at the stadium, people are flying in all over the world.
I mean, there's nothing that says, oh, it's gone to VAR. Nothing.
Yeah. Checking goal 5 minutes later, and you guys are oblivious to what's actually going on.
And then 10 minutes later, they'll give you the sign, oh, so-and-so was not offside or was offside, no goal. I mean, like,
exactly.
Play's gone on.
But if we're at home, Seema, we can sit and we know.
Yeah.
We get told instantly like what's happening, what's going on. So you're in the dark. But TMO, I actually love it. And Richard, I want to go a bit deeper on TMO. What I like about TMO and the referees, one, the players respect the referees.
Yeah.
They don't give them any shit whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's it. Second, VAR will ask.
This should be a red card. This should be a red card for Enzo.
2 seconds, bro. The referee will. VAR will ask the referee to go to the monitor to check his decision.
Yeah.
Where in TMO, the referee asks TMO to check and make a decision.
Oh.
And it's collaboration, isn't it? It's
It is, and it's not one person. There's a number of people like VAR sitting there, and they
also,
decide.
Mark, are they also like they're all the same referees, right? They're all working for the same.
Yeah. So the referee will say check A, B, and C.
Yeah.
And then they come back and they say A, B, and C. This is out. This is the outcome for each of these, and the referee's microphone, and it is going right around the stadium.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Everybody knows what's happening, when it's happening. Why the fuck we are doing what we are doing?
Isn't it a bit like cricket as well? Because cricket, I've seen especially on the IPL, they literally talk to the captain while he's on the field.
Yeah.
See, man, I'm Scottish. Why would I watch fucking cricket? Honestly, we are shit. We are shit.
Now,
actually, you can't even watch it because every time they bowl the ball, it'll just fly somewhere else because it's so bloody windy up there.
Bowl the ball in Glasgow that comes through my window and falls.
And it's and all that wet weather too.
Yeah.
Now the other thing with the TMO is what they say is right. I've seen player A come into player B.
Yeah.
Head contact, no mitigating circumstances. I feel that's a red card.
Daniel, was it a red card?
Do you agree? And the TMO will go, yes, I agree.
Okay.
And then he'll bring the two captains over and he'll say, this is what's happened, this is what I've seen, this is my decision. And then he'll show the red card to the player or yellow card to the player that's
there's only one.
The offender.
I just wanted to say, I have my take on the referees a lot, and I've been making this suggestion for some time. Can't we have other bodies officiating the game apart from the PGMOL, including the PGMOL, like the monopoly? The monopoly
body.
Yeah, the monopoly. I feel like because it's a monopoly, just only the PGMOL, they can make whatever decision they want to make. Next week, they're still on job. But if like there are different people, let's say we have PGMOL, we have the big Sunday LOL, whatever, like different.
Even from Europe, I mean, it's only a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, but I feel another thing again. I think the club should be given a right, like, to challenge decision, like the way they do in tennis.
I agree with you, Daniel. I agree 100% with this take, and I don't think you've been far-fetched even in the slightest. Michael Oliver made a horrendous decision. PGMOL did not get involved. Arsenal then, PGMOL doubled down on it, so it didn't get overturned. Arsenal had to appeal. Arsenal appealed the decision, and then they charged Arsenal for surrounding the referee for the fucked up decision that Oliver made. And then they give Oliver the Ipswich game the following fucking Saturday. This is ridiculous. It's like
someone who was scared and getting all the death threats was happy to go and officiate another game.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think the fact that there doesn't seem to be any comeback or any recourse against poor performance from the PGMOL is poor, and I don't like the way they use their stats to prove that try and prove that they're not as bad as that. They say they get 98% of decisions right, but not. They don't tell you how many big decisions, percentage of the big decisions they get right. And that's the ones that are important. Whether it's a silly little foul here and there doesn't matter, but a red card, a penalty matters. And
guys, just a bit of breaking news. Just João Felix is very, very close to signing for AC Milan. That deal will go for it before the transfer window finishes.
Oh,
And Ipswich. No, he's not signed. He's not signed
already
yet.
no. I say it's already in Milan.
He's in Milan. Yeah, he's in Milan. Ipswich have also signed Alex Palmer from West Brom, a goalkeeper. And Arsenal have signed. Arsenal are also going to sign absolutely no fucking one.
Isn't he that Korean player?
Yeah. 200 appearances. Scored 300 goals.
oh dear.
Only my football club. This football club will be the death of me, I swear to God. However, I will be in Newcastle on Wednesday celebrating and cheering on the guys to Wembley.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting game, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, I got offered 4 tickets today.
You got offered 4 tickets?
Yeah. I put it on the group.
4 tickets. I wish I was in the UK. Go, ball! What a goal by Cole Palmer. I think, is it Cole Palmer? Yes, Cole Palmer.
Why are you getting excited at Chelsea scoring the goal, Hugh? Absolutely.
My fantasy.
Actually, I quite like Cole Palmer.
You fantasize about Chelsea.
No, my fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my fantasy team. My fantasy team. Cole Palmer is my fantasy team.
Oh, Richard gets in there.
Richard, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, dear. By the way, I mean, yesterday was a great day for us, right? And the women, we did a double on City.
That game was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yes, I watched that too, and I mean, I was pulling my hair out at the way we were constantly on Catley's side.
Own goal, Daniel.
Own
goal.
Yeah. I was pulling my hair out constantly.
Yeah. Daniel just got excited for an own goal, got 0 points in his fantasy team. No joint, bro.
And
I gave up on mine. Daniel. Honestly, I tried.
See, man, look.
How many points did you got?
I've got 55. Funny enough, I have 2 players on my bench with 6 points, 3 points, and 2 points. And I have Kerkers and Begnerik.
Right, there's over 1,700 people watching.
The girls actually beat us on the time limit of what they scored, because the girls scored in 0 minutes.
Yeah,
literally on the first kick of the ball.
I was hungry seeing the score back to 3. When I turned my screen on, I saw 3-3. I was like, huh? How did that happen?
Yeah.
A lot of their goals came from Catley's side, where they were playing out.
She's a monster, isn't she?
We were just playing a bit slow.
I don't mean that in a negative way, by the way, guys. But like she is some athlete. Like that's like And I guess that you could say she would be the same version as Haaland in the men's game.
Who are you talking about again?
The Man City forward.
What Flower? Is it Flower? Fowler?
Yeah.
No.
I think it was Fowler yesterday. Or do you mean?
Yeah.
Or do you mean? Yeah.
And Miedemar, ex-Arsenal.
Yeah.
I met her. Basically, this is so weird.
I think that was always on the card.
This is so weird because I was talking about Thierry Henry being cornered in the men's toilets. Well, I bumped into her coming out of the ladies' toilets.
Seema, Daniel, you missed that. Seema actually got photos with Thierry Henry in the men's toilets at the Emirates Stadium yesterday.
She didn't say that. She didn't say that. I heard that. You're trying to throw Seema under the bus.
Yeah, that's it. You can't.
Nice. That's nasty, Mark.
I know. How dare you? It's a bloody good job, right? He's in Scotland, right, Daniel?
Guys, I'll get this in the group chat. Honestly, Seema gives me a tight all the time. I always get told off from Seema, so you deserve some of it back. Seema, you're harsh on me. You are harsh on me all the time, so you deserve it. Approach interior me in the cubicle, in the men's toilets, in the Emirates Stadium.
Why not?
Breaking news.
Good job there's no cameras around, right?
Breaking news. Breaking news. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Go on. I'm waiting.
It's been 18 matches since Arsenal last lost a game against the traditional Big Six.
Woo! Woo!
Do you think, guys, serious question, do you think because of last night's result has maybe turned the club's head of not signing anyone today, not panicking and not signing anyone today?
Nah.
I think
it was already not in the
they just weren't the big players weren't available. The Sesco's weren't available.
Yeah.
I just feel Mikel Arteta saying we need to sign someone. Is trying to shift the blame from himself. Whatever happens at the end of the season, it's not going to get blame from the fans. Rather, all blame will be on the Cronkies. Rightly so, we shall.
But Daniel, I went through the greatest manager in my history. Like, it's just who I am saying. Arsene Wenger was the greatest manager in Arsenal's history in my generation, and I watched him protect. So I don't want Arteta doing that. I want Arteta to come out and say we need backups. But what I don't want is us bringing in a Raheem Sterling in the final hours. I don't want that. It's no good.
We did it before, so
yeah. I mean, what I will say is we only offered 40 million for Watkins. Now, you can get angry at that or not. It's going to be down on your view whether Watkins is worth 40 million or the 60 million Aston Villa wanted. And that's the club's prerogative to say we're not going to pay over market what we believe market value is just because we need something. We're not going to be.
So Richard, I put the question out earlier, right? We're going to lose a couple of our left backs, right? Which isn't an issue whatsoever. So Kieran Tierney's already signed a pre-contract. I'm gutted. I'm devastated. I wish he would stay.
Yeah.
We're going to lose Zinchenko, but that doesn't matter because we've got
Call
of Duty. Listen.
No. Are you angry because he's going to Celtic and not going to Dundee United?
No, I'm not. I'm gutted. Do you know what? I love Kieran Tierney. And when he goes to Celtic, I'll watch his games and I wish him all the best, honestly.
Yeah.
Apart from against Dundee United.
Yeah.
But so we're going to lose Z2, right? We're now going to lose Thomas Partey and Jorginho, free transfers.
I think Thomas is going to sign.
I have a feeling that Thomas is going to sign.
I'd like him to, but if he doesn't, just say he doesn't, right? We've also got Jesus out with an ACL, which will take half of next season to come into as well. So can you see Arsenal with this thin squad replacing them and also upgrading our attacking line?
Right. So
when I say attacking line, I'm not just talking striker, by the way. We need wingers.
Right. So I think we're going to lose probably 3 defenders in the summer.
Yeah.
You're going to lose Zinchenko.
Yep.
You're going to lose Tierney. And I believe Kivior will go as well.
Oh.
Exactly.
I think we'll keep Tomiyasu, and then you'll have Tomiyasu, White, Timber, Calafiori, Skelly, Saliba, and Gabriel. And then it's a case of what do you do if you lose both? We know that we've done the groundwork to get Subamendi. If that still sort of holds up in the summer, he's going to be our player. I mean, he did change his mind with Liverpool, so there's always that chance he'll do it again. But we know we want Williams, so there's two players. Williams covers a host of problems.
I don't want William.
Well, you don't want Nico Williams.
Yeah, personally, I don't want him.
That's fair enough.
He's had a pretty good season.
Is there?
I just feel the hype on Nico Williams is more than the talent of Nico Williams.
But if you look at a lot of the Euro players, and this is the ones that are in our club as well, a lot of them have had a hangover from that sort of Euros, haven't they? There isn't many of the players that went to the Euros that have come back and had a outstanding season. And I include Declan Rice. Look how long it took Declan Rice to get to and that could be due to playing so much with the World Cup being different as well. But you've got to, and that could be Williams' problem. He could just have been struggling with fitness and fitness levels due to what he'd overplaying, and that he might get that back with a winter break and come back a better player, or he could have been a one season wonder, but you don't know. So I don't know enough about him to say I'd like him, but he is an option, and you could then maybe get rid of Jesus as well.
Getting rid of Jesus, I think that would be difficult because of the ACL injury. I think it would be difficult to get rid of Gabriel Jesus. But as Trossard signed yet?
I don't know, and I wouldn't mind keeping Trossard because he's technically really sound. He's probably one of our best finishers in the goal, and he can play sort of a multitude of roles. So you sort of covering 2 or 3 positions with him.
But I just don't think it would be possible to have Martinelli, Trossard, and sign in another right winger.
But Martinelli could go could go sort of any other position, couldn't he? He can go right, and you've got 3 options on either side, on the right and the left. If you put Nwaneri right with Saka and Martinelli, and Martinelli can also play left with Trossard and Williams. Yeah. And what sort of rotation that would allow, and Trossard could also play centrally with whoever we get and Havertz.
Yeah, Richard, I've dropped a message in the chat. Do you want to have a look at that? Casper, sorry to be the bad person that breaks this news to you. Arsenal, it looks like nothing is happening. But practically 99% is nothing is going to happen, bro. I mean, I wish I want to. We planned this stream today, so we went ahead with it, hoping that Arsenal would be able to do some business and we would have a good discussion, etc. The lights, what we're hearing is the lights are out at the Emirates and nothing at all is happening whatsoever. So guys that are like, there's over 1,700 of you, there's now 1,800 of you watching. It doesn't look like Arsenal are going to do anything at all. We'll keep going until 11 o'clock on the off chance that something happens, but realistically, it is looking pretty bleak, guys. And we want it, you want it, we understand. Jump over to YouTube, join us in the chat. We're just talking, we're trying to pass away a bit of the time. If anything at all happens, Daniel, Richard, Seema, myself, we will keep you up to date. Come over, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We're all Arsenal fans that love the club as much as you do, and we do this free of charge. We love talking Arsenal, and we spend hours upon hours every week putting out material for you guys. So come over, give us a like, get in the chat, get in the chat. If it's negative, I don't care. We'll address your negativity. If it's positive, we'll address your positivity. If it's about referees, I'll go on mute and Daniel will take over. But Daniel will take over. But come over, guys. Honestly, please come over. Daniel's way to drop.
And if it's about whether Thierry Henry shakes and washes his hands off after a cubicle, Seema will jump in.
Yeah, Seema will jump on at that point. Daniel, appreciate you, bruv. Thanks for jumping on. And
brilliant, Daniel.
I'll give you a schedule for next week, bro. So let us know when you can jump on and when you can't. But I appreciate you. Richard was just talking about. Seema, I hope you wash your hands here, by the way.
I was on the phone. Tell me on the phone to Arteta. I was just asking Arteta.
How do you need tissue?
Richard was just talking about how you any news on Thierry Henry. Just ask him. She's got.
All right, guys, I got to bounce. Guys.
Bye, Daniel. Catch you,
Richard.
Bye.
Take care,
Daniel.
Scottish Brazilian.
Love you, bruv. Catch you soon.
Yeah, so I mean, going on to the transfers, as we are not really doing anything and not looking like doing anything, who do you think's had probably the best window from the other teams?
Aston Villa. Look, he's got shades on.
Hey, what's going on?
He's got shades on.
Mark, check your phone.
Yet? Guys, did we
Oh my God,
yet?
you missed it! The biggest signing of the season.
Who we got? Who we got? God damn it!
We got Kleenex for the toilets.
Stop it!
Hey, I mean, as long as it's the name brand stuff and not.
Did you hear? Did you hear that there was two people that cornered Thierry Henry in the men's toilet, and they thought one of them was me.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I wish.
So here's a question. Like I don't know where your seats are. I mean, we all make fun of you for having like the champagne and caviar seats, but what are your seats like? Like what's the environment? What's the fan environment there?
So I sit club level.
Okay, so that includes like food and drinks and things like that?
No, it doesn't include food. No. It's a free drink at halftime. Not one, but as many as you want in 15 minutes.
I mean, challenge accepted right there.
But I never take. I literally have a bottle of water and a Sprite or a 7-Up they give. You can have coffee, but it's pre-made coffee. No, it's not champagne and caviar.
She's talking shit, guys. Don't listen to her. She is talking shit.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I do sit below KSI's box. Okay, so he could throw, one or two down if he wants to.
They prawn sandwiches are amazing, Seema.
No, the great thing is, and this is why people, they kind of question when I put things up on the Arsenal Facebook group. when I have photos taken with a lot of the, you know, some of the legends or, you know, ex-players and, you know, whatever, it's because where I sit is right next to the director's box. And they tend to walk over to the, there's a room where they are looked after. And also it falls right next to the Sky media room as well. So when I was making the joke about Thierry Henry in the toilet, it's because they have to come out of the media room to go to the men's toilet. And the women have to walk past the media room and the men's toilet to go to the.
But the ladies don't have to go into the men's toilets. That is the point we were making, Seema. You did.
It's like we got one.
Stalker. Honestly, see if you get this girl's phone. She's got every ex-player under. She's got every invincible picture of me, Seema. And she's got Thierry Henry in the fucking box.
He's on speed dial right now.
And Daniel, sorry, Brian.
I bet he could tell a story or two.
Yeah, Brian, you do know I'm from Scotland, bro, right? I'm white. I'm pure white. There's like zero sunshine. If I get 3 degrees, I'm having a barbecue, and there's you walking about with shades on, bro. When you do this,
dude, your accent is so thick you almost need subtitles.
Did you know? You not understand that? Prick, I did give him the challenge to have an argument, so yeah, at least this came with someone.
I mean, like, you know what? Mark, is there anybody in the chat that would like, you know, would like any, you know, would like us to talk about something or have a topic, or I don't know. Apart from, we need a striker. Are we going to sign one? No.
Guys, listen, there's 1,800 of you now in here. Jump in the chat, go and challenge these guys. Pick it. I see how close she actually did get to Thierry Henry. It wasn't that close. She's not that type of girl. She's a nice person.
I got to the door and I touched the door.
She touched the door without washing her hands. But anyway.
I was going to say, she's never washed her hands again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's not. I shouldn't be in this. Have I got anywhere near Thierry Henry?
No, I missed Jack Wilshere yesterday. He was there, but he didn't come.
Who's going to wash their hands if they know Thierry Henry's touched the same door handle?
Oh, I don't know. I forgot to ask those guys.
Yeah, I'd have been there with screwdriver taking the door handle off.
Guys, jump over into the chat. Come on, join us. Let's have a laugh. We can't control what's happening in the last hour. It doesn't look like anything's happening. No. Come over, join us. Seema, what pictures that she's got with ex-players? She'll show you some. You met some brilliant ones, Seema. You met some brilliant ones. Jump in. Ask Richard any start that you want, and ask Brian why the fuck that he's wearing sunglasses and the sun's not even out.
No, it's because I look cool, man.
You look cool. There you go. There's one.
Oh, word.
Yeah. Do you actually wear them if you go to a nightclub or a bar? That's the question. Are you that?
Seema does royally be the billionaires, but it's all right. It's all right. When I say champagne and caviar, she gives me grief over it. Guys, jump over. Sorry, Brian, on you go, bro.
I mean, Richard, it does depend what kind of party I'm going to, whether I need sunglasses at night, but, I just like the way, I look better with sunglasses on because I'm kind of ugly. So,
Well, that's an interesting take. I mean, I don't see how sunglasses help if you're ugly, but.
Is that one?
Oh, Sunday.
But.
Oh, Santi Cazorla. Oh, Santi Cazorla.
But I do think.
You've got Bergkamp as well, don't you?
I haven't got Bergkamp.
I thought you had.
He didn't come. No, he didn't come into that section.
Oh.
He went. He was up in the box.
Sorry.
And but no, he didn't come in our section.
You know why? Thierry said, "Don't go down there. There's a woman waiting outside the toilet."
Does it mean to keep a call?
I'm really hugging giving me a bad name now, Richard. Honestly, seriously.
Richard, you know the score, bro. You know the score. In fairness, I would have stuck him in the toilet as well.
Who's that one?
Lehman is
Come on, goalkeeper.
Lehman.
Who is that? Is that? Oh, that's Ian Lehman.
Jens
It's
Lehman.
Lehman.
Yeah, Jens Lehman. Yep.
Guys, when I tell
And-
you that this girl
and
is
you know what?
privileged,
I got this one just to cheese my brothers off because look who he is. Liverpool legend.
John Barnes.
Yep. Yep.
This girl is royalty, honestly. She's straight into the VIP boxes, straight into the cubicles with Thierry Henry. Seema, who have you not met at the club? Have you got one with Arsene Wenger?
I haven't met Thierry Henry or Arsene Wenger. They're on my bucket list.
Didn't you follow him into the bathroom though? Isn't that what happened?
It wasn't me.
It was my double.
Well said, Richard.
It was me in disguise.
Richard, well done, bro. Seema getting cooked, I love it.
I was gonna say.
Oh,
Seema,
thanks a lot,
I was
mate.
gonna say, Seema, if I get over there for Brentford, like I am hanging out with you, like no doubt, like no doubt.
Everybody
Really?
does. Everybody wants to hang with her. She gets all the. She's VIP. VIP.
Well, I mean, I'd say I'd hang out with you, but you live like 500 miles from
It's cold.
London.
It's cold
so-
where he is.
It's fucking freezing here, bro. It's freezing here.
Yeah, you don't.
These guys wish me a happy birthday.
Keon and Walcott. See what I mean, guys?
Yep.
See what I mean? I couldn't. Who did I meet? No fucking one.
There's your favourite.
I'm not seeing it. I'm not getting it.
Go on,
No,
Mark.
I'm not getting it. Closer.
Tierney, Kieran Tierney.
Is that KT?
I'm on my phone. I can't tell.
Yeah, it's KT.
Oh my
it doesn't
God.
look like her.
Like,
It's KT.
like I would.
And that's
Yeah,
on
mention.
holiday. That's on holiday at Hawaii.
No, that's outside the media
No, it's
room.
not. That's on holiday in Hawaii.
Like I would die if I met Kieran Tierney, and he would probably get creeped out that like I named my kid after him.
No, honestly, Brian, that's outside the media room.
It's not, Brian. Brian, she's in Hawaii.
It is.
She's in.
And there you go. Here you go.
Good lord, like who haven't?
Van Persie.
Like that's crazy. Like Seema, you.
Oh, he was there.
See what I mean? Like, just end the stream. End the stream. She stalks
saying.
these guys. See, man, how many
Well, if you're
phone
paying
numbers
your
have
money,
you
you
got?
want to get something from it
Look.
sometimes.
Like Seema, do you
Owen
track
Smith.
people's airplanes too?
She doesn't have to. She gets invited on to the private jets.
Right?
Oh yeah, Thierry Henry's private
Yeah.
jet.
He,
Yeah.
he gives it a lift down to the local.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it. That's it.
Comes in these Renault Clio.
Oh. I mean, I meet some really nice people. I met this German guy who has his own. He's made his whole book on Arsenal, and then he waits around. He's got all the. He's gone back to like literally the 60s.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
And he's had all these signatures taken from all the players. It's really crazy how he's written captions, you know, and it's, I mean, this is one of his books. Like, here, look.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So is that published or is that just like something he
No,
wrote?
this is, look, he's got Martin Keown, Ian Wright, Lee Dixon, Alan Smith, Patrick Vieira, Kieran Gibbs, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Cesc Fabregas, David Rocastle, Michael Thomas, Per Mertesacker, Danny Welbeck. He's got all the signatures on this in this
That's-
book.
I mean, that's crazy, but that's awesome. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's from Germany. And hold on, the other side he's got Thierry Henry, 228 goals, 99 to 2012. You see it all on there.
And he's got the stats too, can't he? That's pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah.
That's dedication, isn't it?
And this is just randomly, he's sitting there and I just ended up speaking to him. You know, and this is what he says. Look, this is what he's got on there. Look, that's the book.
Superb.
Yeah.
It's backwards. I can't read it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It says, when the seagulls follow the trawler, it's because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea.
Didn't Cantona say that?
I've no idea, but he's got it there with the logo.
I'm
from
sure. I'm sure
the,
that's
the
the
lion.
Cantona.
Yeah, I think
Cantona.
Yeah, that's on his book. I mean, it's just, you know, how just randomly, like, he's just sitting there and I'm sitting there and we just start chatting.
Do you?
I mean, Arsenal fans are brilliant. I mean, I was walking home last night and these two guys just saw the smile on my face because I was thinking about the game. And we just had started this chat and it was the guy's first game ever at the Emirates.
That's nice, isn't it?
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
To see that feeling is
And he was
amazing.
And he was on cloud nine and he was just kept on talking. And they were sitting right above the City fans. And he was saying to me, did you guys see? The City fans were fist fighting amongst themselves.
Did you not see it? Did you not see it today? It's been all.
No, I didn't see it. And I was like, no. And he's like, yeah.
Well, you're the opposite side of that because when I went down for the Bolton game, I would have been above them. But you're the opposite side.
There's your best mate.
Prick. Where are you? Where are you, bruv?
I'll say that's Mark's BFF right there.
Yeah. That's BFF right there.
So Exeter are signing more players than us.
Richard Startman bringing out. Just if you didn't want any more misery, Arsenal fans, Richard will give you some.
Here, look.
The only bright thing is that Tottenham are still so shit. They're closer to a relegation zone than the European places.
Here we go. She scored the goal yesterday, but just for the opposition.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Miedemar.
Yeah.
Why did she leave Arsenal, Sina?
Why did she leave? She'd been injured for quite a while.
Yeah, and we weren't willing to offer.
Yeah, Richard, you know this one.
Is that Leah? My phone, my eyes are a little. No, it's not. Is it? It's oh, I think that's my room.
Is
Little. It's little.
Yeah, she looks well different when you see her to what you see on the pitch. I mean, that was the same because my daughter's got Marnoon, and when she came out with a media entrance, and my daughter got it. But actually, they look so different once they come out than what they are on the pitch.
Well, I didn't even recognise Leah Williamson the other day when she came on.
Well,
she walked straight past me, and I didn't even notice, didn't even clock because she was all swaggered up, you know, really lovely.
And
I
can't remember the game last season, and her Beth and the other one that had the
Brian, this one for you.
Brian ACL. They were all in the Tollington.
Who is that?
Pulling points for the punters in the Tollington.
Arsenal legend as well. Oh man, there's the man himself. Thierry Henry with Arteta.
Why does Arteta look like he's wearing like mime makeup right there?
No, this is going back to December 2023.
Sima, could you show the one from the toilet?
Yeah, I've noticed. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Sima, could you show the one from the cubicle in the toilet?
Shut up. Oh, here's the photograph when I didn't know who he was.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do. It's world heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, I don't follow boxing.
I didn't know who he was because I don't follow it either. But hey ho, I got a picture with him. And it's not at the Emirates, by the way. But yeah.
Gillingham are even signing. Jesus.
What?
Gillingham are even signing players now.
Oh, there you go. What? Not even Wrexham? What about Wrexham?
I have no idea.
Richard, do you want to give us a rundown of today's transfers, bro?
Yeah, Wolves have signed, I can't say their names, a defender and a midfielder. Their names are pretty hard, but they did want somebody else but that looks like it's unlikely. Simonas is going to is it Brighton? I think he's a striker from Nuremberg, and I think the one that catches my eyes is the Arsenio to Aston Villa, along with Rashford.
Do you remember him?
And
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Was
I think they're eye-catching ones. Nico Gonzalez, defensive midfielder from Porto, going to City.
How much is he going for?
You've got
Brian.
You've got Malacia leaving
Martinelli.
United.
I knew that one. I'm so jealous of you, Seema. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, look.
G20.
Jorginho.
Well, who else today? Looks like Tottenham are getting Matthias Tell,
Almani.
prospect from Bayern Munich.
So, legit question with Big Ant and
Going to Palace.
Suarez.
I like.
No Suarez. What's his name?
Yeah, no.
Right back.
Cedric. It's Cedric Suarez. Yeah.
Our photobomb genius.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I still have a couple on my list, you know.
The best one you've got is me and you, Seema, is it?
Oh, yeah, of course, Mark.
He's going to get millions for that, Mark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you want me to sign it? I'll sign it for you.
In 50-50, that will be worth millions.
Hey, is Paul coming on?
He's meant to be. I messaged him to say, you coming on? I'm like, hurry up.
He's probably still drunk from yesterday.
He had football training allegedly. He done this last year. So he done this last year.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Richard and Brian? Allegedly, he's got football training.
Yeah, allegedly.
Well,
Me and him, do you know what? I get to hook up with him on Wednesday. He is such a top bloke. Honestly, he's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
So Brian, let me run a question by you. So
what you got?
You get a ticket, you get a flight. You're in London. You're at the Emirates. What do you want to do first?
Find the supporter section where we all stand and sing and just get absolutely batshit crazy.
So would you prefer the North Bank or the Clock End?
So actually, that was going to be one of the questions that I wanted to ask. Like, obviously, I've never been to the Emirates. You know, I don't know the environment. But like when I go to my local here, DC United, I used to be part of one of the supporter sections or one of the supporter groups, and we're in the North Stand, and I mean we sing, scream, play drums like the whole nine for like 90 minutes, and it is such an awesome environment. Like, is there a group like that, you know, at the Emirates?
Yeah.
Like who is that?
Ashburton Army.
Ashburton Army, and they're in the Clock End.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Clock End, and they beat the drums. They get the crowd going, and you'd want to be there. Then
put me in the Clock End. Easy day.
Yeah, no, they're cool. They are really cool. I mean, they used to be there was over 200 of them, and then 2 seasons ago, Arsenal took away.
Why did they not put them
heard
in the
about
North
that,
Bank?
actually.
More than half.
Why did they not put them in the? Why did they not put them in the North Bank? Like separate them and put the atmosphere.
There was a whole protest. All that section walked out of the stadium at a certain point and then came back in.
It don't make sense, does it?
It doesn't at all.
Did you guys get to see yesterday's game when they did what City do?
Yeah.
Did you get to see? Did you just get to see one end because they did it in the Clock End, and they did it to the? If you look at the North Bank to the right of it.
All right.
Yeah. No, I didn't see that. Only I saw it in the Clock End.
That's the Ashburton Army side. They all.
I went down to a game, Brian, just to see my people will explain it a lot better than me. But my first game at the Emirates was against Man United, and I went in the clock end, and the atmosphere was freaking incredible. When I went down for the Champions League game, I went into the North Bank. Paul got me a ticket for the North Bank, and I was in there, and it wasn't as good, but it was a Wednesday night. So I would say the weekend games, what I've noticed, man, and we'll have raised this a couple of times, the weekend games seem to have more of the atmosphere to the midweek games. So if you're flying over, definitely try to get in for the weekend game.
Yeah.
Definitely a Premier League game.
Yeah, I think so at least to get tickets over here, you got to be part of Arsenal America, and you got to get in the lottery and everything like that.
But you don't have to do that. Just you're in the correct group chat. That's all I'll say.
But yeah, so they do like the lottery, and I think I applied for like 9 or 10 of them, and like I was gonna get tickets, and I was gonna fucking figure it out, right? And I got selected for the Brentford game, and I think the Brentford game is I think it's like a Monday night, either a Monday night or a Tuesday night.
Oh, okay.
So if I get selected for the tickets itself, because they do the lottery and they say, all right, we're going to put you in the lottery for the tickets, and depending upon how many tickets Arsenal America gets, then you buy the tickets that way. I mean, I'm still going to come over. Like if I get picked up for it, I'm still going to come over and not even think twice.
It's amazing. Brian, do you know what? It's amazing. I mean, I only stay 500 miles away, so it's nothing like you whatsoever, bro. But that Champions League game that I went down to, honestly, it's just memorising. It's memorising. And the last couple of games that I've been to, because I got down for Bolton as well, I always wake up next morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning, and the first thing I do, there's a co-op right on the edge of the Emirates. Go in there, get yourself a cup of coffee. And I honestly, I just sat outside for the following morning for over an hour, having a cup of coffee. I walk around the Emirates a couple of times, and I'm on my own and just soaking it in. You're walking past Bergkamp's statue. I went up, took a picture of like God in Arsene Wenger, and then I'm.
Thierry Henry, Tony Adams.
Oh, it's just it's like everything's there. It is. It's breathtaking. See, with nothing against you whatsoever. I know you get to go you're at the games all the time, but see if you don't get down or like your first time ever been there, it blows your mind. It blows it.
I mean, it's kind of crazy because the two views that you get. So, for example, you get off at Arsenal, right? You've got the hustle and the bustle because you've got all the stands and you've got all the hot dog stand, the burger stand, the steak stand, and you've got some of the houses have permission to serve food, so they've got wraps and all sorts, right? And then you've got that whole crowd that just walks literally about 4 minutes, right? And then you go up the steps, and then you go over the little bridge and you see the Emirates across that way, right? So. But then when you come out of Highbury and Islington or Holloway Road before it closes, right? Holloway Road falls right opposite. So you come out the station and you walk along that road, and you've got obviously the same, the stands and that, but then you've got the Emirates right in front, and it's just a
with the cannons.
See, when you come out, I always use Holloway Road, Seema. It's the easiest one off a train into a tube. It's only a couple of stops. And when you go up, it's a bit more quieter than coming out of Arsenal. It's a bit more quieter when you do that, but you actually do go through the tunnel. The tunnels of the Ashburn Army, and
by the Tollington.
So you get to see all the graffiti. Like it's amazing. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. See, but there's a thing for you. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but do you know they've done that one where Josh has stood up and then in the tunnel, and then you've got Arteta underneath it, and then you had the bubble. Some more cash, please, Josh, or something like that. I've got a picture of it. This week, they've actually took out the bubble. So it's just a picture of Josh and a picture of Arteta in him. They've actually took that out.
Wow. I didn't notice because I don't come that way. Because that's the route to go to Finsbury Park. I
went down because I was meeting Paul. I was staying in Finsbury Park. Honestly, do you know what? That itself, we came out the stadium We came out the stadium and we're walking up by Frisbee Park, and then there's this bridge that's up, a train bridge that's up, and it's got Finsbury Park like just written on it. It is fucking beautiful. Honestly, I love it, Brian. Brian, if you could do it, just do it, mate. Get it on the bucket list. Get it on the bucket list. Oh,
I mean,
Brian, put the glasses back on. Right.
I love the walk from Highbury Islington, you know. But yeah, at that point when he comes into town, we're all meeting up, okay?
Yeah,
100%. Believe me, like I remember, like I remember the first Arsenal game, and obviously, you know, the stuff over here. But the first Arsenal game I went to was Real Madrid Arsenal when it was here at FedEx Field, and like even then, like it was just right here, like it was just right here, and of course we were shithousing Gareth Bale. It's like Madrid doesn't want you, and like just taking the piss. It was so much fun. Like it was. Did you
guys hear the Haaland humble?
Yeah.
Oh, like something about calling
Stay humble,
well, there was quite a few names. One was the CUNT word, and then one was like what else was there? Like there was 2 or 3 different words being used. And at first, like, you know, it was like, I was like, I wonder if someone's gonna get a chant. And then all of a sudden this whole chant started, and I'm like, oh my god, they really are going for him.
Yeah, well, you know, and that's one of the, go ahead, Richard, my bad.
Yeah, sometimes certain players you just have to hate, don't you? And he's got that he's got that sort of face and attitude to go with it.
And you know what happened, right? So after the game, we're sitting and waiting inside, and there's these three guys, right, on this table, and they're chatting. I look over and I went, that guy looks like Haaland, literally, right? And then the stewards were there, and the stewards were like, oh my god, because he made that frown, you know, that frown where he gets there, and he was actually a darker version of Haaland, like spitting image.
Pure bastard.
It was like crazy, so uncanny.
Pure bastard.
Really uncanny. But anyway, back to
Haaland only gets away with it because he's got loads of money. That pure bastard's got like nothing going for him.
Well, mate,
see, I think you'd get on with him.
10 years.
Mark, I think you'd get on with Haaland. He's quite.
Oh really? Do you think?
Yeah, because he's pale skinned as well. He comes from a cold country.
You calling me an ugly CUNT?
You're better looking than Haaland.
I don't
That's
know.
a very low bar. That is a very low bar.
Right, I'm ending the stream. I'm getting shot down here.
He's gonna message me later. I'm gonna go.
Oh man, I'm getting shot down. Okay, guys, have a bit of sympathy. Arsenal are not signing a striker. I'm devastated, and you guys are coming for us. Brian.
Why are we all surprised? Why are we all acting shocked and happy?
See, mate, I can't believe you just done that.
And then Brian's face.
Brian's happy, I'm getting it, and he's not.
Go on, read some messages out. Mark.
There's none.
Read some messages from your chats, you know, your other chat, whatever.
Oh, the other chat.
You can't put them on there.
Oh, I couldn't. Oh, no, man, I couldn't at all. These guys are like... even trying to have a... Oh, man.
Richard, are you painting by numbers?
No.
Yeah, let's see what you're doing, Richard. I know that you've got a model.
I do. Right now. I play role-playing games and D&D, and this is a lot of resin scenery. And I thought,
Richard,
once I knew we weren't signing anyone, I thought I'd keep myself calm by painting. It's a good technique to keep yourself calm and relaxed when things aren't as you'd want them.
And when 11 o'clock comes...
I mean, and here's the question for debate. Obviously, Reginald, I've just read it. We need a good finisher. What's wrong with the ones that finished the goals recently?
There isn't.
You know, the 5 that scored yesterday.
There isn't, but you can't just rely on Havertz, can you?
Yeah, but look at Inweri. He was a good finisher yesterday.
Yeah.
Look at MLS.
It's about squad depth and improving that squad depth. And
I don't know. I think that utilising all of our players.
if you look at Liverpool, they have Salah,
Yeah.
they have Jota, they have that depth up front.
I mean, what did you think of Salah's second goal?
I mean, he did well for my FPL team.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Not you as well. This Daniel going on about it, and now he's going on about it. Shut up! We're not talking about fantasy league.
My thing is that
honestly, you guys,
if Liverpool lost Salah, Van Dijk at the same time, they would struggle to get games over the line, like we have when you think you had Odegaard, you've had Rice out, you've had Saliba out, and some of those at the same time, and you can't. You still need to find ways to win, but when you lose players that important to you, it makes your life a little bit more difficult. But I was glad to see Saka at the pitch side, congratulating them and coming down to the pitch side.
Yeah, he was giving all the players a hug, wasn't he? Yeah, that was good.
Was he on crutches or was he walking around?
He was walking. He didn't have any crutches.
Right, guys, just the bit of transfer news. Tottenham
Accrington signed somebody.
Yeah. Tottenham have agreed a loan deal for Tell with an option of a 6-year deal for £55 million.
6 years?
6 years. So it looks like it looks like he's done a complete U-turn and he's signing for them.
Yeah, I mean
permanently.
Yeah, mate.
Have you read the statement that Gary Neville put out?
No, go for it.
Nev understands why Arsenal didn't sign a striker. It's a difficult window to do business in, and the type of striker Arsenal need is a significant one, and those players aren't available. Yeah, Ollie Watkins would have hit the ground running at Arsenal, but they are a fantastic team, and you need to be world class to get into that team. Who is available? I can see why they're being patient. Liverpool did the same with Martin Zubimendi. Both Arsenal and Liverpool are being run pretty well. They won't panic. Arsenal can still win the title. It's a long shot, but they just need to be there if Liverpool step up. There's a long way to go yet. Injuries happen to big players in football, and the loss of Van Dijk or Salah would disrupt.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I said just a minute ago, isn't it? You can't lose. Probably
okay, Richard, but Gary Neville got in there before you. Okay,
yeah, Gary Neville has been
he's a sneaky little bastard.
By aliens.
Do you know what I mean? He's still your.
I'm not talking to him in the men's cubicle ever again.
Oh God, I'm never going to live that one down.
He
nicked
my idea.
I'm a stalker. Anyway, yeah, Brian, what were you going to say?
Gary Neville has been kidnapped and replaced by aliens.
Do you know what he's trying to?
Yeah,
do you know what? See, I think because all the shit that he's been spouting out on live streams, all the rest of it, what he's doing now is he's coming out and trying to appease the Arsenal fans just slightly. The guy's a tosser, just quicker that he's no longer on our screens, the better. And by the way, Gary, you were a fucking horrendous manager and you were an even worse player. Dickhead. Keep Arsenal up your fucking mouth, bro.
Yeah. Why can't you just waste your time in talking about Man United?
He could talk about Salford if he really wanted to, but he won't.
Yeah, he could do. He could do.
What
about that guy? What about that guy on what's that? TalkSport.
Not Stelling.
The one who thinks he knows all. No, the one who thinks he knows it all. He's on.
Oh.
Is it the one who he comes on in the morning around about 9 or 10 o'clock, I think, or 11?
I'm not sure what time Durham comes on, but
he's an ex-owner of a football club, so he
Crystal Palace.
Simon.
No, it's
Gordon.
not. It's not.
That's it,
Ah,
Simon
yeah, yeah.
Gordon.
Crystal Palace owner.
Hey, Mr. Know-It-All.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a tool bag. Like on the XM radio, you know, I'll get some of the talk sports stuff, and yeah, that guy's a clown.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he really does. He really is so
He loves the
opinionated
sound of his voice.
in a very.
I said
Sorry?
he loves the sound of his own voice.
Oh God, yeah. And then he's always up for the challenge.
Yeah, but money, and
Hey, Arsenal 360 News. What do you mean by enough is enough? That we didn't sign anybody and we've got half an hour to 34 minutes to closing window. We're not going to sign anybody. It was just already broken back 2 hours ago.
I mean, we're all disappointed and frustrated with that, but
Yeah.
And
We just have to
we
keep
should
going.
not be having any fun right now.
Exactly.
Right, I've got a bone to pick. Where the bloody hell is Paul?
Yeah, exactly. I'll have
He's
people
trying-
having worse.
he's trying to one up you, Seema. He's in the cubicle with Arsene.
What? Repeat.
I said he's trying to one up you. He's in the cubicle with Arsene.
Oh yeah.
He's trying to teach him how to get his software uploaded.
Oi, Brian, stop undressing, okay? We're not in the toilet.
We're not in the toilet.
I just want to make it a little more
So you finally admitted it, Seema. You finally admitted it.
Oh my god, I apologize to your girlfriend if she heard.
That's why I got the
Oh, no, it's right
I got the
headphones.
earbud in.
Phew. Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh, you forget what you do on
Mind
this thing.
you, I will say, Arsenal not signing anyone has done me a favour because I've been quite productive on the hobby side.
Yeah, you got to finish your job.
Got to finish. Well,
The only thing is,
halfway through.
Richard, the only thing is when the stream ends, you'll be correct, you'll smash up everything you've just done tonight. Hey guys, funny story. Like I have to break it. So the guys in the group chat do know about this, but you guys don't. So I go down for the Champions League game. I book into a room right beside Finsbury Park. Brilliant, absolutely superb. It's 2 minutes from where I'm meeting Paul. We'd find this beautiful new complex, lovely bar. We're having drinks and that. So I get in, throw my bag in, and then I go away to meet Paul. Go to the game, eventually come home, well, go back to this room. It's got a mouse trap in it. It's got a leaking roof and a blocked toilet. I messaged the landlord and asked him if he put me in the Old Trafford suite. It was the biggest shithole that you could ever
And
fucking
Richard,
Yeah.
Mark actually sent me the photos of the.
See, I'm exaggerating.
I mean, it was actually a shithole. It's honestly.
How do people get
it was
away with it?
vile.
Oh, it was fucking vile. Do you know what was worse? It was actually worse, man. I did not enjoy the journey. There was an upstairs bathroom. I wasn't much better. I had to get up in the morning, wash my face, brush my teeth, which was fucking disgusting. I slept with my clothes on top of the bed because it was like, I had no way that I could, honestly, and I had to travel 500 miles the following day to get back home. As soon as I got home, straight in the shower, I was just like, oh, it was disgusting. It was beyond disgusting. Seriously, but yeah, definitely. Brian, if you go to...
Yeah, but I think the worst part was that he bloody well barged in while you're crashed out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm crashed out, right? Me and Paul did go for
I
a
mean,
few
seriously,
drinks.
that's a violation. Right
That
there.
is a fight, it is. And he actually thought it was okay. So
Yeah.
I messaged him to say, if you put me in the Old Trafford suite, this is a shithole. And then I bought takeaway. I started eating it and I looked around the room and I couldn't eat it. I was that disgusted. So I lied on the bed with my clothes on. I'm passed out because me and Paul have obviously had a few beers as well to go to the game and stuff. Paul's a big guy and he's a good drinker. So I'm passed out on the bed. Couldn't wait to get out of there. The guy came up, put like on cardboard, not even paper, the written note out of order on the toilet. Put a note on the. I've got the pictures. It's funny. A note on outside my door saying, "Could you phone me in the morning?" And then, so I did phone. I was like, "Fuck off, mate." It was just like the worst shithole I've ever been in. So I travelled back home. He phones me that night and he said, "I tapped your door 3 times. There was no answer." So I left. Went away and done something, came back in, and it wasn't a key or anything like that. It's like a card to get in the room. He says, "So I entered your room and you're passed out on the bed." And I'm just thinking, I wish I recorded this. This is fucking violation. Why would you even consider doing that?
Right. Can I give you a bit of advice, Brian? Mark? Next time you stay there, sleep on the bed naked. So when he comes in, he has a heart attack.
Bro, honestly,
please no
honest,
pictures. Mark, do not send me any pictures, okay?
That's what you get for sneaking in my room. That's what happens.
Yeah. No, all seriously, I haven't put a mix in that fucking room
Honestly,
naked.
Richard, I didn't think you had it in you to make a comment like that.
And
Well, you know,
my
my
hot take
girlfriend-
from all that, Mark, is that I've just found the only Scotsman that can't handle his drink.
I did handle my drink. I did fucking handle it. I'm not drinking with the guy that's like 6 foot and built like the side of a fucking
No,
house.
he does drink well. He does.
I stayed with him. I stayed with him the whole night, bro. I did handle it. It just, I was comatose for about.
It's like a bottomless pit, isn't it?
It is, honestly, you could not outdrink Paul whatsoever. There's absolutely zero chance. Seamus doing a bit of yoga at the moment.
Well, you know, my girlfriend, so she actually studied at Durham. She did her master's at Durham.
Oh, yeah.
And she said, like, she recommended actually, like, if I come over there, to stay at a hostel. Like, I've never done that in the past.
Brian, universities actually rent out their rooms when it's in end of semester.
Yes,
really?
Because,
Huh.
Yeah.
Brian, I
still want to make money on them.
Yeah. Brian, I stayed in a room. If you come up, right, I stayed in a room. I can't remember the name of the road. Seaman might do. It's where the co-op is, Seaman. The first one, where the co-op is outside the Emirates.
Oh, God, I have no idea what that road name is. I walk down that road all the time.
I stayed in there. It was literally
Really?
3 minutes from the ground. It was student accommodation. It was student accommodation. There was a girl that had the flat. They had a nice little balcony that you could go out. There wasn't any view. It's London.
Yeah.
But I stayed in there. It was a lovely room. The kitchen was on there. The bathroom was clean. I paid something like £90 for the night. It wasn't anything like extortionate. And it was literally 3 minutes from the ground. I loved it. But it was booked out when it came down this time because I tried to get the same place.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I definitely want to make it, you know, like a trip because I've never been to the UK. You know, my girlfriend has been over there a couple times, and she's like, you know, make sure you go to the Churchill War Rooms, make sure you go to the Tower of London, like, you know, make sure, make sure you go all that stuff. And like, I just don't know enough about London to say, all right, you know, I want to stay here, or it's easy to stay outside the city center, whatever like that, you know.
If you want to do it cheap and you're not worried about traveling, you could get a Premier Inn in Luton.
Or a travel lodge. Or a travel lodge.
Or a travel lodge in Luton, and that's cheap. And then I think it's peanuts to get on the train, and then you're only a couple of stops on the tube to get to Arsenal as well. It's not like that bad, so you could do it that way. But I find when I travel down Brighton, I just prefer to stay around the Emirates. And it's not, you're also 2 stops from Holloway Road to King's Cross, see that?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's only 2 stops, on the tube, it's like literally minutes, and then like you're back up King's Cross again. Or the other train stations, Houston. Is it Houston?
Yeah, there's
So-
Houston. There's
Victoria as well.
Victoria. Yeah, I was just gonna say.
So there's
Charing
a
Cross.
few.
Yeah.
There's a few options, Brian, when you do it, but
Yeah.
definitely reach out in the group chat because there's plenty of people from London or in and around London that'll be able to advise you correctly.
And the thing is,
How
right,
to
it's
do
so easy to get around London because of the tube system. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tube is fun.
But don't get on the tube at fucking before 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's cheaper after 9:30.
Is it? I didn't even realise that.
Yeah, it's cheaper after 9:30. Yeah,
I've done it.
I've
I've done it.
like commuters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I would say get yourself an Oyster card.
Yeah.
It's the easiest. It saves so much.
You're just literally tapping in and out. That's it.
But you do that with your bank card. For me, coming down that,
you can use it. You can use it on the buses as well.
Yeah. The problem with your own debit card is if something else comes out and you haven't got enough, they charge you a fortune.
Yeah. You pay for the whole day as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad actually. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I see. It's different for me, Brian, because like I've stayed in London. I stayed in Tooting Broadway for 6 months, so I've seen the whole London. And for me, once you see it once, it's fine. When I come down, I will travel down for Arsenal specifically. So I've like this is what.
No, you know what? He's lying, Brian. We only let him in for a short while, and we kick him back out.
Seaman, you were following me to the toilets. Don't say that.
How dare you?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, Seaman's lovely. She's a total lady. She is lovely. All jokes aside, Seaman.
Yeah.
But,
I know, it's all jokes.
But I would like to see your phone to see if you do have that picture of TV on you.
Don't have any picture. Yes, I don't.
Not on the phone.
Richard, I really thought you were so sweet.
I am. When I want to be.
I was gonna say now that we gotta have content, this is when the real people come out.
Thanks.
Jesus.
We've been on this podcast for far too long.
Yeah, and Dagenham and Redbridge are signing people. Fuck, man.
Richard, there's 1,900 people watching and you're rubbing their noses and be talking them in Redbridge.
That's what it's come to.
Okay, seriously, right? Which let's just put a cap on it. Say in the last 10 years, because we've had COVID and we had all this ups and downs. Which is the transfer that really sticks out for you? And I don't mean it just for Arsenal. What shocked you? Say, oh my God, he actually went to that club? Go on, anyone. Brian first. Go on.
Ronaldo going back to Man U.
Okay.
Like as much as I love Kieran Tierney, he's my guy.
Yeah.
But to me, Ronaldo is absolutely the GOAT. And I never go back. I thought he was completely done. And it really disappointed me, when he went back there and he didn't have it anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
What
about you, Richard?
Me? I mean, I think when we signed Bergkamp, that was a sort of big thing. But for another team, because of my own, and it was more annoyance, was Darren Anderton joining Spurs, because my hometown is Portsmouth.
Okay.
And I was glad when it sort of over at his period there, he was injured more times than he played, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you, Mark?
Mine's is Arsenal related. It was Ozil.
Go on.
Ozil on transfer deadline day in January. Oh man, that was the words and how I felt that night was not how I felt that night, how I felt for a period of time afterwards. And there was conversations because I had friends that were in Scotland. One of them supported Newcastle, one of them supported Man United, and they were all envious. It was like, I cannot believe you've just signed Ozil. That blew my mind completely.
Yeah.
My mind. But I would say close to that would be when we signed Declan Rice and Havertz in the same window.
Okay.
That was big.
Yeah, I think one of my most favourite, and it was when Peter Odemwingie turned up to West Ham trying to start. Yeah, I think that's got to be one of the funniest ones, isn't it?
What a shame on him. What a shame on him.
Yes.
Honestly, could you remember that, Seema?
No, I don't. Remind me.
Who did he play for? Was it Portsmouth?
West Brom.
West Brom. He turned up. It was for West Ham, wasn't it?
Yes.
He turned up. He got a taxi, and he travelled. He was trying to force a move. He was trying to force him. He was trying to force a move to West Ham.
Oh, I do remember it.
And he got a taxi. Yeah, he got a taxi to the stadium, and he messaged them to say, "I'm outside," and they're like, "Fuck off! Like, we've not got permission yet."
Yeah,
we've not got permission yet. But he came out, and honestly, and the deal didn't go through. It was like, it was the most unprofessional thing that you could ever see.
Well, who was it? What transfer was it where, like, I think it was Man U, like, screwed up the fax machine or something like that a couple years ago?
David Hare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the goalkeeper. Right. It was David Hare. It was there was a mistake on that, and then and he was in the building at Real Madrid, wasn't he?
Yes, he'd flown over. I think he'd even had the medical at the time, and it was just waiting on that paperwork to go through.
And it didn't go through.
See, what's yours? Across the T's.
I don't know. There's a couple. I mean, it's like I was like when was it Tottenham when we signed those when they signed the Argentinian players.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember them?
Is it Tottenham? Yes. Is that not West Ham? No.
No, it was Tottenham. I'm sure it was Tottenham.
Wait, are you talking about?
I was very heartbroken when Santi Cazorla left Arsenal.
Wait, Seema, are you talking about like Carlos Tevez or?
No, we're going back further. We're going back to the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Ardiles and.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
I
And
think that's when it was all oh my god, they've got foreign players coming in, like sort of thing. It was quite, but when Santi Cazorla left us, I was heartbroken with that.
When the Bergkamp deal went through, that was when I used to watch, because I was a lot younger and I had a lot more time. I used to watch all football. So I watched, like, especially international football. I was really into international football, so I knew a lot about Bergkamp.
Yeah.
And when he signed for Arsenal, I knew it was a game changer. I did I knew, and it was proven right, because for me, I actually think that Bergkamp just shades Henry for the best player Arsenal have ever signed.
Yeah.
I love Bergkamp. He's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So that signing, Richard, I'm with you on that. That was just like, wow.
I mean, he did score the greatest goal I've ever seen. Like that one where he went around the back against the dude from Newcastle. I don't know that I've ever seen a goal that good.
Yeah.
Have you seen that meme of that with Michael Oliver?
I knew you were going to say that.
Skelly the red card.
Yeah.
Because he ruined Dabacast.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Have you not seen it? No. He was, I think he was a 7 or 8 year old kid at the time when the goal went in. And he's sitting there with his Newcastle top on, being traumatised by Bergkamp. So that's the reason that he is doing what he's doing at Arsenal at the moment.
Love it.
I mean,
like, there's obviously what about, is there something that stands out where you sort of said, why the hell did he go to that club? Is there? Because it's not one of those things, right? But I mean, there will be fans who will think, well, what the hell? He doesn't seem like a so-and-so player. Oh, Brian's getting in there.
Is either Power or Merson for
Messi to
Middlesbrough?
Miami. Messi to Miami. Why is he in Major League Soccer?
Yeah.
Like yes, like he's getting money from the Apple TV deal and everything like that.
Yeah.
But
hasn't he got enough money?
Yeah, I don't know. I will say at least he didn't go to Saudi. At least he didn't go over there. And like I said, I love me some Ronaldo. But my respect for him dropped significantly going to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Was it Merson that went to Middlesbrough? That one pissed me off the most.
Portsmouth as well. He moved to Portsmouth as well.
No, but he left Arsenal for Middlesbrough.
Middlesbrough, yeah.
Merson? Really?
Yeah.
Paul Merson, that twatty pandit on bloody... Sorry, excuse me.
He was unbelievable, Seamus. He was unbelievable, and he couldn't agree a contract with Arsenal. And Middlesbrough at that point were like being stupid. And
no wonder he speaks ill of us.
Yeah, did. He left. He didn't get the contract that he wanted, and he left, and he went to Middlesbrough. And Middlesbrough were fucking dog shit. They were absolute dog shit. They were just spending to try and get to, like what Brian was alluding to earlier when me and Brian were speaking regarding, we've all spoke about Arsenal being a business and having to keep yourself afloat. Middlesbrough were doing everything to make sure they were bankrupt. And Merson went over there. It was like, that one was like, what the fuck are you doing? The worst transfer window ever, even worse than tonight. Peter Cech, only to Arsenal.
Yes, that was awful. Yeah, it was awful.
It turned out awful.
That was painful. Yeah. That was freaking painful. That one.
Yeah.
I mean, another highlight one would have to be the Campbell one, wasn't it?
Oh, that's beautiful, though, Richard. That's just.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know what? And I do this all the time, guys. Sorry, I have cigarettes, so my camera's off because I'm not displaying that on camera. But I would definitely say Gabriel is the only person that he reminds me so much of Sol Campbell. One, no nonsense defender that will take on any monster that comes up against Arsenal. He takes no shit whatsoever. He is fearless. And I think Sol Campbell, to make that jump from Tottenham to Arsenal, you have to be fearless. You have to be 1,000,000%. But Gabriel is the closest defender that we've ever had to Sol Campbell, in my opinion. I love him. I love him. He is my guy. He's just like.
So what? We did actually sing his chant yesterday in the stadium.
Did you not?
Which I was quite upset about. And then did you all hear about that Ian Wright, because he was down at the media thing after the game, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, Ian Wright, Ian Wright," and he was really reveling into it. He was really enjoying it.
I mean, I will say with Ian Wright, we were in the Tollington, me and a daughter, for one of a women's game, and he came in. And he was sitting there having something to eat before he's doing these media duties for the women's game. But he had everyone up coming for pictures, and he didn't sort of. He just got on with it and with a smile and was happy to.
He was actually taking pictures there as well until he had to go live.
Yeah. So I've met some. Yeah, I mean, I've met some celebrities that are just plain awful out in public. You might remember Lionel Blair. He was a miserable.
What was the one that hurt you the most that left Arsenal?
What's that?
What was the signing that Arsenal lost a player and it hurt you the most?
Oh, I don't know. I can't even think that far.
You mean somebody that left, or somebody that we should have, or that we were trying to didn't?
No, he was an Arsenal player and he left the club. I've got one concrete one, and then I've got two that like really disappointed.
Go on, then name it.
Henry. Thierry Henry.
For me, it's Ashley Cole. You so disappointed with
three. Yeah, three.
Yeah.
Ashley Cole said that he didn't want to leave. He was literally pushed out.
It was over sort of loose change.
Loose
really.
change, yeah.
Yeah.
Got that in his interview.
And that's sort of why you don't just push that boat out just to keep a player like him, because he was phenomenal.
Yeah, but then he went to Chelsea. So
yeah,
the
rivals.
Mine not broke my heart, but it turned out for the best was Anelka.
Oh, Nicholas Anelka.
Yeah,
that really broke me. That one like stuck so hard. That really did break me. But it turned out better because we got Henry in, so it was fine. Arsenal had that under control. Ashley Cole is a definite good shout. The other two.
Vieira? Patrick Vieira?
No, I was okay with that. Robin van
Persie, yes.
Van Persie to Man United.
Yeah,
and the reason for that,
I was flipping between him and Cazorla.
The Van Persie one pissed me off so fucking much because a journalist put a camera on him and said Man United had put a bid in, and he was on the Arsenal bus and he fucking smiled. He smiled. He disrespected every Arsenal fan. I thought, you sneaky little bastard.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Honestly, I would see if I seen him in the stadium, I'd walk past him or I'd call him a snake. I would. Another one that really broke me, not because of the player, because who welcomed him into the football club was Nazare, and it was fucking Vieira.
He's actually hated at the club.
And Vieira was in that fucking stadium as an ambassador, welcoming him into the fucking club because he was French. That broke me. I was like, Vieira, you're a fucking Arsenal legend. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Like, we don't need this rubbed in our faces at all.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? So that was crippling. But the Anelka one, Anelka, see at that time, he was unbelievable. I think he must have been the hottest property in the whole world, honestly.
Yeah, I think he ruined his career, didn't he? Through bad advice from his. It was his brothers who were his agents.
It was.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I watched a documentary on Anelka a while back, and one of the things that they were specifically saying, I mean, they did a lot of interviews with him, and so they were shaded by his opinion. But a lot of the things they were saying was like his brothers just basically told him where to go, and so that's why he bounced from club to club to club every 2 years or whatever it was.
Wow.
It's about money. It's all about money, Brian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you know what? See when Anelka was at Arsenal, he was only like, I think he was 18-year-old. He was keeping Thierry Henry out the French side. So like Henry could not get in there because of Anelka.
Yeah.
Anelka was that good, but he did.
So I mean, yeah, we know it. I'm just going to go off the topic a bit, Mark. I know you're hosting, by the way. So
no, that's all right. No.
No. I'm literally going to say, a couple of our academy players, they've gone off to Man United. Was it the money? Or they were not going to get into the first team at Arsenal?
This is a brilliant subject.
Man United offered a better deal and told them they were, we will not go and pay above a certain price for academy players, and whether you like it or not, I think it's a good thing because you give them too much money too. What's the incentive to play well? And if you're Obi Martin and you've just seen Hoyland and Xerxes benched, and they play Kobe Mainu as a false nine, you're going to be pretty pissed that you're not getting your chance.
Yeah.
Because that was the reason for supposed reason for going.
We gave Obi a lot of stick, didn't we, when he came to the Emirates?
Yeah.
I see. For me, see these two academy players going. It doesn't bother me because for me, I think if you're chasing the pound at this age right now, if you're chasing,
Des, mate, you forgot to jump on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did forget to jump on this, and I hope your quiz night went shit, bro.
Well, we've literally got 5 minutes left, mate. If you want to come on in.
4 minutes.
I'll say, Des, do you know if we signed anyone?
Mansfield have signed.
Yeah, Duggan and Redbridge have signed someone.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And Accrington Stanley.
So for me, if you're getting advised to go and join a club like Man United and they're in absolute disarray, I think you don't have the mentality to play for Arsenal. So we've avoided the bailout.
Yeah.
And that is it for me. Honestly, I do believe that. It's like, on you go. If you think this is the best thing for your career, I'll see you later.
Okay, last 3 minutes. Did any of you watch the under-18s? Did you watch Max, what's his name?
Dowman.
And
Yeah.
how he was...
Actually, I forgot. Sorry, Des, you had at work. It's not quiz night, it's Monday,
Yeah.
isn't it? I'm forgetting my days. Sorry,
I
bro.
mean, he played for the under-18s and he played really well. I saw highlights from that game and, you know, he looked really good. What were your thoughts? Did you manage to catch any of it?
I didn't see the game, but he is a good... I have seen him at some academy games, and he is a prospect.
Yeah.
The problem is we can't use him because of the rules and regulations.
There's some talking about the show.
As an under 15 player.
Yeah. There's some talking about the show, or is she talking about Arsenal?
Well,
I've wasted 4 hours.
Baptiste is also disappointed, so much disappointed with Arsenal.
Yeah. I'm going to put some in the garage, Des, when I come down. I promise she's going back in the garage, bro. I said an in-house joke.
It might be you and Jed share in the garage.
Striker, guys. Well, ask Arteta that.
I think
we got like 90 seconds to sign a striker. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. We're hoping, guys. We're hoping. It's not refreshing the Arsenal fucking transfer news about 3 hours ago.
Yeah, we signed a match lady from Swan Matches. Great striker.
Do you know what? See, the funniest one, and like Brian hit it tonight, but the funniest comment that I saw was
Morecambe have signed a forward.
Breaking news. The funniest comment that I saw was that Arteta loves to play players out of position. There's no way at all that we could just put Gabriel up top. And I actually agree with it. It's like kick up, big ups up there.
I'm so happy, Des. It was about football, bro.
Thanks. Oh, it's a brilliant Des.
Oh, bless her. Thank you.
Sam's brilliant. I can't wait to meet her in person on Wednesday. She's picking me up from a train station.
I'm going to jump off because it's feeding time at the zoo here.
What, you're leaving 1 minute early? You fucking lightweight.
What minute? Just stick around for a minute.
I have to help feed the children. I've already been trying to cut my fingers off chopping up apples.
I know, you're left-handed. I was getting worried. Because my son's left-handed, and when he chops, it's like, you're going to cut your finger off. You've got to be careful. All right.
Barrow, somebody.
This was a blast. I'll be back soon.
Appreciate it, bro.
Brian. Speak to you later.
Bye,
Catch you soon, bro.
Bye.
Peace, bro.
Well, let's go. Let's finish this off, and then I can go. I wasn't even intending to be on for so long.
Never was I. Fucking 4 hours. Paul, I hate you.
Paul's enjoying himself.
It was great to be on. Thank you for having me on, Mark.
The same. I really love having you on, and the same with you, Richard, as well. Breaking news, guys. It's 11 o'clock at night. Arsenal have signed absolutely no one. Get past it. support the team, we drive on, and
Yep.
we've got a
Newcastle next.
Carabao Cup. We'll do it. We can
Yep.
turn that around.
Enjoy the game, Mark.
Yeah.
I will do 100%. I'm looking forward. I'm going to meet Des. I'm going to meet Paul. Well, I'll see Paul again. So
Good.
really looking forward to it. But guys, thank you so much for watching. 2,000 tonight, which is great numbers.
Brilliant.
Yes, brilliant. Thank you.
We do love it, and I'm going to give you the highlight your night to finish off the stream. Seema, thank you so much for being on. Richard, thank you so much, bro.
Thanks, Richard.
Big up Daniel.
Thank you.
Big up Daniel. Big up Brian. And I really appreciate it, guys. And have this to finish the night.